Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Brit and Jake Go to the Movies. I'm Jacob.
I'm Britton.
And also joining us yet again is our unofficial third member, Carlton Bacon. Carlton, how you doing?
I'm alive.
Yeah, and we're happy.
It's better than being dead, I guess.
Yeah.
And you get to see Carlton and his beautiful, scruffy face. So yeah.
Please ignore
it. But in this episode, we are going to be talking about a Disney animated classic, Aladdin.
Hell yeah. One of the greatest Disney films of all time. Though I'm still personally partial to Beauty and the Beast. Sorry, Carlton.
Nah. You know how many people are surprised when I tell them that I've never really seen it all the way through?
Oh, you just know the story? You just haven't seen it?
Pretty much at this point I know it, even though I haven't seen it fully, but like I know like the beats of it, but I'm just like, okay, better than Cinderella. Yes.
Yeah, no, I remember I watched Cinderella again a few years ago, the old animated one. I'm like, God, this is so goofy. It's so...
Did you see the remake one that they did?
I have not.
Neither have I.
I heard it was pretty good, actually.
That one's not too bad, actually.
Oh.
I'm usually against the live-action remakes of Disney, if you didn't know that already. Not really, because everyone's black now. That's fine. The problem is that
a trend now.
You don't need to make them, is my issue. You know?
Well, some of them I would argue maybe, but my case is remake the ones that don't have that much attention to them, like Atlantis or...
That one needs a live-action remake.
Yeah.
Pete's Dragon? Yeah, it's probably... I really enjoyed Pete's Dragon. Jacob would know.
Oh yeah, I loved it too. It's actually my favorite Disney live-action remake.
But yeah, we're talking about Aladdin today. The old one from 1993, I think, if I remember right. 92, thank you.
Yeah, 92.
Yeah, we're also going to talk about Robin Williams. Just amazing. I actually rewatched this because I haven't seen Aladdin in a few years. So it was very fun. And it still holds up really well. Except for, the kind of CGI parts, which are kind of like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. But, the stuff that's, hand-drawn is just, so good.
The movie is pretty much embedded into my brain because I've watched it so many times over the years.
Yeah, isn't Aladdin your favorite animated Disney movie?
It is. That one and Lion King, my top two.
Those are fair choices. I also enjoy Lion King. I think just can't wait to be king is a better song than Hakuna Matata, personally. But
the stories that I could tell you that are embarrassing. On how I used to force my older brother to sing them with me on my karaoke machine when I was 2. He got so sick of the movie because I would always want him to sing I Just Can't Wait to Be King or Hakuna Matata the most.
You ruined your brother's love for it, but that's wonderful. No, but yeah, no, Aladdin is either second or third. It's top 5 Disney film of all time, definitely. I don't know what you guys think. Well, I know Carlton thinks that, but what do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, for me, it's a tie between this and The Lion King in regards to my favorite Disney animated film. I have so many fond memories of both of them. I remember watching the Aladdin for the first time at home, and I loved it. Then I watched it again at school because we had free time. It's like, hey, let's watch Aladdin. And I remember vividly about watching Aladdin at school. I'm like, man, I love this movie. It's just a magical and wondrous film that provides a great message about being yourself and don't try to be anything that you're not. And along with beautiful hand-drawn animation, beloved and lovable characters, memorable songs that are catchy,
Yep.
which I'm not a fan of musicals now, but the old Disney animated films, those are some of the best musicals ever, and Aladdin is one of them. It's a Disney classic.
What he said.
It's a really good movie. I enjoy it quite a bit. One of Robin Williams' finest hours, if you ask me. Oh my gosh. I mean, one could say that Robin Williams is a live-action cartoon character, so it kind of fits that he plays an animated genie in this.
Yeah,
Very suitable.
You look back at the because I have the 2004 DVD version that shows you the behind the scenes stuff and how they did stuff. The drawing of him was actually going to be different. Then when he got casted, they tweaked it and tweaked his style to match Robin more because it was way different than what the initial sketches and drafts were before they knew they were going to get a comedian to play him.
I know, and he's really good in this. Though I will say, I watched it on Disney Plus, and there was a little thing before the movie, this might not be representative of the culture that we're depicting in this movie. I'm like, ugh. I don't know why that annoyed me, but I was just like, it's fiction.
They did that 2 years ago, I think. Basically, when they did the remake of Aladdin back in 2019, they started there because... Well, two reasons they did that. One, because, Disney deals with a lot of foreign places as far as their box office, so they want to offend people. Two, because they, in their mind, are trying to be better at letting you know that, hey, some of the stuff is maybe... out of date as far as representation.
Mm-hmm.
But Aladdin is not one of those things that need those disclaimers. If anything, it's the old school Mickey Mouse things that you might have to put that up there on.
Oh god. Probably. Yeah, no. Some of them are probably would be offensive nowadays, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw an old Tom and Jerry cartoon where something blew up in Tom's face. And I'll be damned if I didn't think that they were low-key doing blackface with him, with the big lips.
With the cat? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sneaky
yeah,
blackface.
every time I see blackface now, I just cringe, I'm just like, God, it's so bad.
Oh, it brings me back to those TikTok days when those white girls were doing it.
Oh, man. Ugh. Ow. Oh, my God. But yeah, Aladdin... Great movie. I enjoy it. One of Disney's best, if you might say.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I also like
Still holds up.
Notre Dame as well, but I do have issues with the tone at points.
I was listening to songs from Hunchback of Notre Dame before we got on here. Literally. Minutes ago. I was listening to Hellfire and Heaven's Light.
Yo, Hellfire is fucking awesome. I love that. It's one of my favorite Disney songs.
I got into a debate with someone. We were debating about who has the best Disney villain song, and he was adamant it's "Be Prepared" by Scar, and I'm like,
that's also a good one.
He was like, well, which one do you like? I said, oh, it's definitely Hellfire. That one just is better. He's like, why? I'm like, because "Be Prepared" is catchy, but Hellfire is a little more mature. It's more dramatic. It's more intense storytelling wise. Just beats Prepared out. Be Prepared is for a stoner watching Disney that's laid back and chill.
Pretty much.
It doesn't mean that's not good. And it's at least you make one, you don't realize he's the entire time because you thought he was actually talking. Only for them to do at the last moment to do a high note and then realize the song's over. We can do a whole new video about shit.
Oh Lord. But yeah, Aladdin. It still holds up very well. I love. Every time when I was watching it, I'm like, good Lord, this is what animation can do right here. This is why I think it The best Disney movies, I should say. Not all of the animated movies are like bangers, but when they are bangers, it shows exactly what animation can do. You know, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm always arguing with a
Absolutely.
friend of mine about animation, and he's always like, "Oh, it's for kids." I'm like, no, not always.
No.
And even if it is, still, you put in some freaking
There's an
effort into it.
artistry to it, even if it is for kids. That's what I'm always trying to tell him, and he's stubborn.
They're still good movies, yeah.
Yeah, no, good lord.
Because I was watching behind the scenes stuff of Into the Spider-Verse, and one of the bonus features, they were adamant about how they wanted to go back to the 2D style for this. They're like, well, it's a comic book related character, where they draw the characters. We need to go back to doing that. And yes, we have touches of CGI, but but you can feel the way it moves, the way it flows, the way they do the whips. Yeah, it's 2D. And it seems like every time they do 2D, even though it may take a little bit longer, tell me it doesn't feel more, ironically, more organic or natural when you're watching a movie, especially when it's Disney.
Yeah, you can't make it, in regards to Into the Spider-Verse, you can't make it a 3D movie if you want to make it look like a comic book movie. It has to be 2D.
Though there were points
Like,
where it was kind
it'll
of
feel
fuzzy,
off, yeah.
at least across the Spider-Verse, though. I think that's just part of the design. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of made me think of Love and Robots at points. Or Love, Death, and Robots, not Love and Robots.
Oh my god.
Love, Death, and Robots.
I need to get my Netflix back so I can rewatch those, because me and Britton be talking about it all the time. I love that show.
Have you seen
I've
it,
heard about
Jacob?
it. This time I have not seen it.
Oh, man. I can't watch that. No, but,
You gotta watch it tomorrow, Britton. I'm gonna
I
hold you to
know. I have it over here. I'm gonna do a movie binge. I'm telling you, this summer. I'll put Edge of Tomorrow in the rotation. But yeah. What are your guys' blurb or we kind of already went over it, but just before we get into this, what's your blurb thoughts on Aladdin? I'll let Jacob go first.
One of the greatest Disney animated films of all time. It was back when Disney was at their prime. As I said, lots of memorable songs, lots of catchy songs. All the characters are so beloved and so lovable. Robin Williams is the genie. I'm going to get more into him once we dive into the movie. Just overall, definitely in my top 3 of Disney animated films.
All right, Carlton, you go next.
I can't say any more than what Jacob has said already, but it is a classic. It's definitely one of those where if you want to basically, if you want to tell people, like, you know, what is Disney about as far as storytelling and movies, it would be a crime if Aladdin didn't come up, because for me personally, Aladdin is just one of those movies that shows the true magic of not only Disney, but of animation, and how you could watch it when you're 6, 20 years later, watch it again for the first time, and it takes you back to when you first saw it. No matter how many times you see it, it still has that magic, and that's what a Disney movie should always have.
Exactly.
I agree with all that. No, seriously. I agree with most of that. I think Aladdin is like top 5 Disney film of all time. I mean, if someone was like recommend one movie, well, I'd probably say Beauty and the Beast, but I would probably add Aladdin in there as well. So, it's not a incredible performances, especially from Robin Williams, which we'll definitely dive into. Yeah, it's a great movie. I enjoy it. So yeah, let's get into it. Sorry, I'm looking at our I forgot if I added the last movie we covered on here, on my letterboxd list here. Did I
don't think so.
John Wick. Yes, I did. Okay, we're good. So we introduce our story. I love how the movie introduces itself, and we meet the peddler, who is voiced by, who I ended up learning a few years ago, that is also Robin Williams doing the voice. which has lent the theory that that's the genie after he was freed, and now he's just kind of wandering the world, and he's like, oh, I got a story to tell you today. But again, it really shows you the excitement of or it shows you Disney at its best, really. Like from the first like frame of the movie, you're just like, yo, this movie's gonna fucking rock, you know? Or that's what I thought when I was watching it again.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys think.
Absolutely.
I think when I first, because I'm trying to remember when I first saw this, I was like 6. I think when I first saw it, I knew it was going to be different because it hits you with the, correct me if I'm wrong, with they're not bongos, but basically you hear the beat, the boom, 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 and then it has that Arabian instrumental feel to it, and you're like only 5 seconds to it, but you realize like your shoulders are moving to it, and you're like, okay.
Excuse me.
And then it starts the song and showing you the beautiful shots of Agrabah, and basically visually one of those great examples of showing, not telling. Because even though he's singing, but he's visually telling you where the story's taking place, what the tone is going to be, and that this is going to be culturally what you're going to expect in the movie, and it tells you everything you need to know in the short 45 to minute time frame that the song is. Also tells you there's going to be some comedy in it too when the camel basically passes out after getting to the destination.
Even though camels like can hold water in their humps for long periods of time. Anyway.
Camels are sand monkeys anyways. I hate them. So
you hate camels.
I despise them. When I was a kid, we went to a field trip and we saw the animals. I was having a great time until a fucking camel decided to French kiss me from behind when I turned my face.
Oh no!
I hate him.
Just want to be your friend.
You've held resentment towards camels ever since.
I didn't consent to it. So basically, if you want to think about it, the camel raped me.
Oh Lord. But yeah, I'll say I love how it plays with the camera, and it's like kind of breaking the fourth wall. Do you guys think it might be the genie, and since it's Robin Williams also, or do you think it's just someone else?
I think it's someone else.
Yeah.
But if they came out tomorrow and said and they confirmed that was the genie, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, and move on about my day. But I'm pretty content in feeling that it's someone else who just happened to get the lamp and he's gonna tell you the story about it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So then we meet Jafar, who's awesome, and his pet bird parrot Iago, played by Gilbert Gottfried, which was
late Gilbert Gottfried.
It's funny because I was expecting, I remember when I was a kid, I was like, oh yeah, funny bird. I thought he would be kind of annoying this time around. But what's funny is that he is kind of annoying, but he annoys even Jafar, so it works. That's how I viewed it. I'm like, this kind of works, he doesn't drag Jafar down, they're kind of...
There are such things as a good annoying, and they're just the plain out annoying. But here, this is the good annoying.
But yeah, we end up meeting Jafar with his awesome voice, and he gets this thief to go inside. Oh dang it, what's the thing called? The Cave of Wonders. Cave of Wonders. Thank you, Carlton. And he he's gonna go in there. And he's like, okay, I'll give you your reward. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Goes in, does a thing. Goes inside the thing's mouth, which, why? But, I guess the thing doesn't like having people stuffed in its mouth, so it takes the thief. And Jafar's like, damn it. Okay.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
Cave of Wonders is, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Cave of Wonders is voiced by Fred Walker.
Oh, really? Fred from Scooby
Oh,
Doo?
yeah, I
Same
knew
guy?
that.
Yeah, he also does the modern day Fred from Scooby Doo. He does Abu. He does. I'm not doing him justice. He's done literally 1,000 voices for 1,000 films, but I always associate him the most with Abu and the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah, the man's a legend.
I always know him as Fred because, I was a big Scooby Doo kid when I was growing up.
Um, and I wanted to piggyback on your point on how Iago is not. He's annoying, but he's like a good annoying. Yeah, I think it works with him because I don't know. Maybe I'm not biased, but a lot of the movies now where they have comedic character, they try to do too much to establish him as a comedic character that the audience only sees him as that. So they kind of like, yeah, can you get off the screen because I want to focus on the story. You don't really contribute to it. But
Like, shut up,
Iago,
bird. You don't go like,
but Iago, he knows like when to like be serious. Because even though he's annoying Jafar, he still knows when to get in line because Jafar is his master. And Iago still was proving to be useful throughout. So he's there to actually do stuff. He's not just there just for the sake of a annoying bird that talks about molting all the time. He's like,
yeah,
okay,
he has a purpose in the story. Like, he even tricks Aladdin at one point.
and beats the shit out of a flamingo. Unfortunately,
My grandma would just be
Poor
broken
Flamingo.
up about it because she loves flamingos for whatever reason.
oh,
Though, there's the cave puma, puma, I think, tiger. I don't know what it is, but it's like only one's worthy to enter my mouth. That I instantly regret that. But
oh, that
Jafar's
sounds.
like Jafar's like, I gotta find this guy, and then he goes back to his little shack, and he ends up going through some red dust and ends up finding Aladdin, and then we meet Aladdin, who sings a banger song about how he's a street urchin.
Yeah,
I like it. I like gotta keep ahead of a lot of people.
I do too. I think I like it's funny how like on the behind the scenes stuff they actually like on the DVD you can look at actors test it out and act it out, and it's just so silly. But I like looking at that stuff because it also reminds you like how much work goes into these movies. They don't
Mm.
just storyboard and draw; they actually like film themselves like doing the most ridiculous things just so they can get the movement and the flow right. I kind of feel like that kind of gets overlooked when you're talking about animators,
Mm-hmm.
what animators have to do to bring the movie to life.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and it always throws me off when they say like they record them in separate rooms because like best animated movies anyway. It always feels really natural.
Right.
Absolutely.
Oh, I was gonna. Oh yeah, have you guys ever seen Swoozy on YouTube, Adonde, before?
Susan. I don't
He
think
he
so.
did the Confessions of a Former Disneyland Employee videos.
He sounds familiar.
If you've not, go watch his
No, I
Confessions of
haven't.
a Former Disney Employee. They're great. I love them. But every time I hear that song now, I think of I think of one of the parts of his videos where the people who would like dress act because he talks about his old job. People who dress act as like as Aladdin. The guy would like walk over and just smack the he just smacks the cup out of a kid's hand. He's like, "Oh, bro, I'm poor. I just stole this piece of bread, and you're poor too. Let's play along." And he starts fucking singing the song. Um,
Oh.
and there's also a part where the guy goes, "There's this guy who gets lazy on the job and just likes coloring with the kid." And he loves Quasimodo, and he's always saying, "Lips. You gotta draw Quasimodo's lips." And then he go. So Swoozie decides, I'm gonna annoy the shit out of this guy. He's like, hey, go draw. This guy loves Aladdin. Go draw it. He'll bug him until he can't say no, and then they make him draw the fucking thing. It's great. You gotta watch it yourselves, but it's great. It always makes me think of that now when I hear that song. I'm just like,
looking at Carlton's reaction to all of this.
He's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Like, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm like, okay. But like the more and more you said, I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this asshole.
Anyway, so he talks about the fact that he's poor and he stole bread. And the main guard, who really, really wants to kill him. I'm like, what the hell? Played by Jim Cummings, I'm guessing. I don't know if it was actually... I'm thinking it was Jim Cummings, because it sounds a lot like him. I'm going to look on Wikipedia here. Yes, it is Jim Cummings. Great voice actor. Not the director. I always get those two mixed up. But, yeah, I like the song. What's the point I was trying to make before I went on my little side tangent?
It's where the song "Proud of Your Boy" is supposed to be originally, because they cut out that song because in the original version, Aladdin had a mother that was born with him. In the original version, yeah. Matter of fact, on the DVD, a demo. They had an actress do lines with the storyboards and everything, but unfortunately, they thought that it wasn't servicing the story. It wasn't pushing the story forward like they needed to, so they had to cut it. But unfortunately, with that, one of the writers, because Alan Menken, did the lyrics for all the songs for Disney back then, but he worked with the lyricist Howard Ashman. Howard wrote "Proud of Your Boy," and when they cut it out, he passed not too long ago from around that time from AIDS. So they were very conflicted and hurt about having to cut that out, but they knew Howard would want them to do what was best for the story. So when they did the 2004 DVD special edition, that's when they had Clay Aiken record "Proud of Your Boy" for the movie. And now in the Broadway play, they put the song into the show.
That's nice.
It's a little bit rough to see that scene because I think about that and I remember them doing a demo of the song. And you're like, because the original storyboard, Abu was crying. One of those when cartoons they blow into a tissue and shit go.
Mm-hmm.
It was it would have been funny but cute at the same time if they had kept it. But I understand why they had to get rid of it. But it still sucks.
Yeah. I love once again, it just shows my love of animation and as well because I love all the stuff. It reminds me why I love animation because with animation, you can do all this crazy stuff that definitely breaks the laws of physics. But, you can do it because, it's animated. It's not real. I just think that's awesome. He, bounces off the roof. He, falls through some, lines. I'm like, yo, this dude would be dead if this were real. Which is why I don't think it works when it would work if it were in live action. I didn't see the live action Aladdin.
I did.
What
we both have.
And I'm so glad that they didn't do the part where the guards fall through shit.
Oh god.
Thank you so much for not translating.
I forgot all about that. I'm like, come on. The only thing I didn't think this is gonna not be great. I didn't mind Will Smith as the genie. I mean, if you can't have Robin Williams, Will Smith isn't a bad choice. No, I heard he's not as good, sadly. But
he was wonderful. He was my. Well, I'm not gonna say it was my favorite part because there were other parts I liked, but Will did it justice. And I like that he went into it not trying to copy Robin and knowing that he couldn't, even if he wanted to. He just had to do his own thing. So, but the respect was there for sure. But there is a little bit. I don't know if you have to go back and have to listen to the new version. There is a little bit of Robin's voice that they do have in the track in the last note.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because the rest of it is Will, obviously. It's Will doing his rap and doing other stuff. But you can hear a little bit of it, kind of like an Easter egg that's still in the track. And I noticed that, I think the second time I listened to it. Because I listened to it like maybe 5 times when it first came out. But I'm like, no, that's Robin. That's definitely Robin. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool that they did that.
Nice little tribute. I love that he just didn't copy Robin Williams. Will Smith has said, like, I'm going to bring, this genie's going to have a hip-hop flair to it, and it absolutely did.
Right, because Robin had to make his genie his, because that's why Genie's the way he is. So it would make sense for Will to do the same thing with his. You try to copy it and try to be not authentic, we gonna see it, and the audience is gonna be like,
yeah, like Robin Williams brought his own flair to the genie with his improvisation and all that. Will Smith brought his own flair to the genie, just being Will Smith, charismatic and charming.
Right.
I was actually watching the other day, or actually this was a few months ago. I was watching like a video that Will Smith made, and it was like he made like a rap. I'm like, yo, this dude can spit fucking bars.
Yeah.
He was the Fresh Prince for a reason.
I mean, he's a Grammy winner.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, yo, rap could be. I mean, I know there's great rap without swearing in it, but like, I'm like, oh, this guy's got some bars. But
yeah, if you don't want to hear a rap that's got talking about Molly's and Percocets and big booty bitches this, big booty bitches that, you just want to hear actual cleverly written songs. I will go to Will. Like the song he did for Wild Wild West and Men in Black. Men in Black, the song for that, is that? No, it's the one in Wild Wild West. He just takes from Stevie Wonder's Sir Duke and he built off of that, and that's how we got that song. If you listen to it.
Yeah, it's catchy as
we
hell.
also meet Princess Jasmine, who I'll admit I have some issues with her character because kind of one of her personality traits is I want to marry who I want, and I'm just like, what, dude? And like, look, I get it, but it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, you kind of, I'll just deal with that. All right.
Shit,
I'll just deal with it.
That's like, just deal with it. Oh God, are you Republican? That's like saying,
her dad's a fucking idiot too. I'm just like, oh my God, how did this guy become the Sultan? Like what?
About the same way Trump became president.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
Well, he's not the father from Chicken Little, I'll say that.
Oh my God, don't even get me started on the father of that movie.
Shit. You were the third person I've heard say that in 2 days.
This is the worst father in Disney history. Oh my God.
I heard it so often lately. I'm like, is there a resurgence of Chicken Little I don't know about? Because it's on Disney Plus. I haven't watched it in like 10 years. I need to go back and watch that shit and find out what's going on.
His dad.
Yeah, go back and watch
it.
I used to really enjoy Chicken Little, but then I just watched it. I'm like, good, this is a really mean-spirited movie. Like, everyone just hates Chicken Little for, like, no reason. I'm just like, what is this?
This is news to me. I didn't think anyone hated it. I liked Chicken Little when I was younger.
No. I mean, I like Chicken Little. They're kind of going for that underdog thing, but, like, they really... Like, they make a movie talking about how much of a dumbass he is. I'm like, why? It's so
People
bad.
hate Chicken Little because of his beliefs about a sky falling.
Oh.
And that's it.
Oh, my God. So, oh man, we gotta talk about Chicken Little at some point. So it's just like, what is this?
That one I really want to talk about.
Oh,
specifically the father. Of the god, yeah.
I will say at least the Sultan isn't just like marry her or else type of crap like that, because that would have been annoying.
Right.
But he's like, look, I want you to be happy, but can you not fucking scare off all the suitors? Though one of them was a huge tool, so not all bad. I wish I had a pet tiger.
Oh, Raja, yeah. Raja's like, just keep bringing them on. I got more asses to chew.
You're just giving me more food to eat.
He's like, I don't even have friends. He goes, and he's like, oh yeah, sorry, Raja. I'm like, for real? I'm like, she didn't go to like school or nothing? Like, I'm so.
Well, I guess when you're royalty, no, because there's too many people that want to kill you because of what your dad does. So you're like, well, I got to suffer too, fucker. Like,
yep.
This is like Princess Diana. She didn't really have a whole lot of friends when she was growing up because she's royalty. So when she got a friendship with Michael Jackson, yeah, that's why they were so close. Like finally, someone else understands. Like I can just be myself with. She was in an arranged marriage too. She was only 16.
Damn. Really?
Guy was 29, 28, something like that. I mean, it was legal, obviously,
but
but still, that's a big ass gap.
It's a little sus there, but it's but yeah, Jasmine isn't a fan of getting. She wants to marry someone she loves, which I'm like, okay, that's understandable. So she ends up disguising herself. Which basically just means she puts on like a robe and just walks around. The old Obi-Wan Kenobi disguise, as they say.
Yeah, ever since that's just become a trend. Oh, I gotta wear a big ass coat.
Yeah,
put a coat,
disguise.
and then people won't recognize me.
Jacob, you could do what the MCU does when they're on the run: have a leather jacket, sunglasses, and a cap.
Yep.
Like no one's gonna notice none of the other shit when they know who you are.
Yeah, no, it's like. What? And he's all like, "Oh, someday," and then they're like about to eat bread, and then like some kids are over there, and he gives the bread to the kids. So it's like, okay, he's a nice guy deep down. I thought he would be more of a smartass. I was kind of surprised, like I thought he would be like more of like a like a wise ass, but like no, he's like a nice dude.
Yeah,
Aladdin. Yeah.
I was just kind of like. You would think he'd be a little more jaded, but maybe it's just me being a cynical bastard.
Considering that he is a thief, yeah, I can see that.
I mean, you know how long it took for them just to get his look right, let alone his personality?
Yeah.
Because they kept going from like, should it be 17? Should it be 15? Should it be this or that? Then they finally settled, like, okay, he's 18. And then he was originally supposed to like be like short, basically my height. But then I think at that time they wanted Tom Cruise to play him because they do mention in the DVD they wanted Tom Cruise, so they modified
Tom Cruise as Aladdin. That would be
shit.
That
would have been something.
I have the need to steal bread.
God fucking damn.
Top Gun Aladdin.
It would have been risky business all over again, just in the dirt.
Aladdin would have been running constantly.
Jumping off of shit just for the sake of jumping off. Like, there's a ladder right there.
Possibly breaking his leg in the process,
She ends up, but by the way, so Jasmine ends up giving some kid an apple, and of course the merchant's like, what the hell? I'm selling this for, you better have money on you, and she's all like, oh. Sorry. So Aladdin basically is like, she's, we have a dog.
Bandit.
It's, I don't want to say retarded, but that's basically, so they pretend that she is, like, mentally challenged or something like that. What?
We'll say special needs.
Special needs, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And he's like, she thinks that my monkey here is the Sultan. And she's like, oh, yes, the Sultan. Of course, the monkey plays along. Again, don't know how they don't recognize her, but I digress.
Yeah. When you're looking back at it, you're like, motherfucker, like, I know, we bow to you at least twice a week. We've seen your face. So when we saw, like, when he grabbed her, he should have realized. But then again, I guess it's kind of like the Clark Kent thing. You don't expect Superman just to be walking around with just glasses. So I guess for them, because she's never down there, they would never think, oh, she wouldn't be here. And even if she was, she would be, like, with guards and stuff. So maybe, they're seeing what they want to see, not what's in front of them. So maybe I'll give them the benefit of a doubt in that regard.
Yeah, no.
But still, who else has blue eyes and blue trinkets and shit on their hair?
Like, it's funny because she doesn't. It's like she barely even tries to disguise herself. Like,
right?
Maybe a super fan that's dressing up like Jasmine. I don't know.
Surprised no one tried to rob her or something like that.
I low-key was kind of expecting it when I first saw it. I'm like, well, okay, I guess someone just come in and jack you, and all you give them is an apple or some bread or some shit.
So Aladdin and Jasmine are like, hey, you're pretty cool. We should date at some point. But sadly, some guards pop in on the fun, and Aladdin gets arrested. She's like, what is the meaning of this? Then she decides just to take off her Obi-Wan robe and go, I'm Jasmine. And they're like, oh, well, we're under orders from Jafar, so, sorry.
Which, I'm sorry, I have to complain about this. That part I think is bullshit.
His authority is over hers. I'm like, what?
Exactly. How the fuck does this Jafar motherfucker have more authority than... Bitch, I came out the Sultan. Well, technically, out her mom, but he was a contributor. Still, I'm the daughter. I'm royalty. He just takes advice. We take advice from him when we want to. We could fire him today. But you say he overrides my authority? Even his mother too.
And then later on, she's like, hey, Jafar, your guys came and attacked this guy I was befriending who is actually kind of nice. And he's like, he was executed. Sorry. It just pulls the old, whoopsie, just committed an execution. Yeah, I'm like, dude, this guy is so obviously sus. Like, how do they not... Like, Jasmine is clearly sharper than her dad, but even she's kind of like, how dare you, sir? I can't believe you. It's like...
Well, I think she always never trusted him because of the fact that she's sharp. But, like, when you tell her news that someone who didn't deserve to die died, like, that's a lot to take in at that moment.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Like, yeah. Asshole. And then, by the way, that whole sequence of him coming out of a secret room that for some reason nobody knows.
A clearly secret room. I'm like...
room, and then Iago doesn't even get to come out all the way. He gets slammed by the door. This is how I know I'm a nerd for animation, even though I would never animate. I was drawing comics. But I love how, because it shows you on the behind-the-scenes stuff, from the storyboards to the first rough layout, the second layout, the lineup, and then the final colors of them having to do that sequence alone. Again, so much work and so much detail to make it come out the way it does. It's freaking amazing. And I love how much detail is in it, even when like it's just in the rough draft stage.
Especially 2D animation in particular. Because I think it's way harder for 2D animation than 3D.
Yeah, because like you have a deadline and stuff. Because I saw Frozen 2 behind the scenes stuff. They show you the miniseries, miniseries, how their premiere date was November of 2019, but they started production in like January of that year, and it shows you all the screenings that they had to do in that year and tweak stuff, and how they had to cut scenes out, add new scenes in, and they barely make their deadline. I had all this trouble doing mostly 3D animation. But Aladdin here, they started in 91. The movie came out in 92. I'm like, yeah, I can see why they decided, now we're going to take a head start because we're going to take our time with this.
Yeah.
We have to draw the shit. Because that whole sequence, not the whole sequence, but the part where Aladdin talks to Jasmine from the guy that was trying to cut her hand off, up until him saying, she thinks the monkey is the Sultan. That whole
Yeah.
sequence took, I think, 1,000 pages just to flip it and to animate it and have the movement and the flow of it. And that's just a 30-second segment.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh. Yeah, I know. But no worries, Aladdin is still alive because this is a Disney movie. We can't have people actually dying on us. Unless you're
Imagine if
Tarzan.
they killed the protagonist.
Unless you're the fucking Tarzan. Oh my god.
It's your hunchback and they just fall in hell.
Yeah. You're just like, oh my god. He's in jail. He's like, how am I gonna get out? And then here comes this fucking crazy old man, who's Jafar, obviously. And I'm just like, yo, this dude's sus as fuck. Why would I ever follow that crusty man out of this jail cell?
Yeah.
I'm probably like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay here for now. I'm sure I'll be fine. And great voice acting by the guy who does Jafar, though.
Yeah.
Yep. Jonathan Freeman.
Yeah, that dude fucking killed it in this role.
That was one of the things I didn't like about the live action remake was Jafar.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. I don't know if I told Britton this, but yeah, you and I were talking about what we liked and what we didn't like. Just in the new one, Jafar's a bitch. Like, at least
He doesn't look the part either.
He's a big pussy. Like, I'm number one. Like, motherfucker, shut your bitch ass up with your sensitive ass. He doesn't look. There's no charm to him. There's no, because like that's what I liked about. I guess because I've been watching it for almost 20 years now. Jafar in the animation, he has a smoothness to him. He has a charm. He has an elegance
looks
to
like
his
a snake.
right.
Exactly.
So, and they do that by design. And I love how back then when they had a character, they either had some sort of amulet or they had clothes. They had something that related to their personality and to what they physically wore. So for Jafar, not only was he skinny and smooth, and he moved, so effortlessly like a snake. He had the snake cane. Like the attention to detail in that was so cool. Here in the live action one, he's just some. I'm sorry, I know this is gonna sound offensive. I don't mean to, but he's just some Arab nigga with issues who cares so much about being
Yeah, he looks
number
like
one.
he just he graduated from college. I'm like, yo, I could fuck this kid up, you know?
Yeah.
Just
Like, which me personally, I'm not a fighter. I mean, I can, but I kind of was like, Aladdin, you from the streets. At any point, did it come across your mind to knock Jafar's skinny ass out when he was on that bullshit? At any point.
Yeah. He just didn't look the part either. There was nothing about him that was menacing, performance-wise and look-wise. Nothing against the actor, but I was like, I can't see this guy as Jafar anyway. When I announced that he was Jafar, I was like, I can't see that. No.
I would have been like, we don't see you as Jafar. You want to be one of the Sultan guards?
Yeah. Not Jafar. He just felt like an actor playing Jafar. That's it.
I would have gotten like Alexander Siddiq or something as Jafar, really.
Ben Kingsley.
Shoot, even oh god, what's the name of the actor that played the villain in Doctor Strange, the first one? Mads
Mikkelsen.
Oh.
Even he would have been a better Jafar. Shoot.
Nah, they might have called him out for whitewashing though.
Put some makeup on him, but no, because the actor he would have gotten away with it. They were like, oh, who? Oh, okay, you got him? All right, we'll let it slide.
I thought you were talking about Mordo. I'm like, yo, he was in Lion King, though.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, this elderly beggar, Jafar, if you couldn't tell already, from the really obvious, it was very obviously Jafar. Anyway. So Jafar takes him to the Cave of Wonders, and he's like, okay, you go inside. And then the Puma thing is like, hey, touch nothing but the lamp. And Aladdin's like, alright. Now, I do kind of question a little bit. if he technically broke the rules when he touched the or wait, did he touch the blank? Did he touch the carpet before?
No,
No, he didn't. Okay.
because the carpet, you could argue the carpet because he's a living thing. He's not treasure, so that was okay.
But I should also mention I love the carpet, just how it's animated.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it looks like a person. It's like moves. It has little hands, the little the little like straw. It's like hands. It's great. I love it.
Still holds up very well. It's a mixture of 3D and 2D, and
Oh my
I'm
god,
really very impressed.
Yeah, I
you
should
know
also
how-
mention Aladdin holds up very well.
Like, out of all the things that they had to do in that movie that I would have imagined was hard to animate or draw, I would have never guessed that it was the carpet.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and it's so fluid too, and it's like it makes it even
Very.
more impressive. Again, I do kind of have some issues with the design of the Puma thing, because it does kind of look CG-y.
Yeah.
But
The Cave of Wonders.
yeah, the Cave of Wonders Guardian thing.
I can see it.
Now,
Like-
it didn't throw me off the movie. It just was kind of like, oh yeah, it could have been done a little better.
Yeah, like compared to how everyone else looks, because of the CGI nature of it, it does feel out of place.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Unless that's what they were going for, because they wanted you to feel this out of world or unworldly figure that's the Cave of Wonders. Then, if that's what they were going for, cool. But when you first see it, it is going to be trippy. You're going to think you're on an acid trip or something, but get used to it.
Like the CG shots are a bit noticeable, but aside from that, everything else looks great. Like the Cave of One, like actually being inside of it is really, really nice. Like it's gold everywhere. Abu is like comically greedy, so he's always like he's about to like touch everything, and Aladdin's like, no.
He could have been an Orange Lantern, I swear to God.
He could have been an Orange Lantern. Is that what you said?
He really could have. Because it makes no sense why a monkey is that greedy for gold and money. It's like, bro, I'm broke too, but damn.
Yeah, I know. You're just like, dude, okay, there's like being poor, and then there's like Abu who's just trying to steal everything. Like, he's even, like, he's more who I imagined Aladdin would be, like, but it's just, ugh.
Abu is the type that would have 16 cars and only drives 2.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would, yeah.
I have
It's
20.
like, then why do you have the
Lamborghinis.
other ones? It's like, they look cool. It's like,
I have 20 Lamborghinis, but I only drive one.
Right? Like, well, shit, out of these 20s, you could give it to me.
He'd be like Ty Lopez. He'd be like, you know what I like more than this Lamborghini? Knowledge. I have book. I read like 2 books a day. Or probably not. Probably be like, I have 3 Lamborghinis. I don't drive a single one of them.
So,
My dog doesn't improve, but yeah.
I pay my people just to clean the dust off of them while they sit here.
No, but
I have 5 bimbos, but I only screw
But
one.
then, because Abu is just, he's really... Abu just fucking wants all that gold. There's this jewel there, and he's trying to grab it, and the carpet's like, no, you fool! And then he touches the jewel. And then the place starts collapsing Indiana Jones style.
It was so stressful watching that.
I know!
Even, oh, God. It was like... It was so, I don't know, I think that's, as a kid, like, they did a little too well with this, because I felt like my anxiety was kicking in watching it, even as an adult.
Especially when he's all like, oh, I'll give you your reward, about to stab this dude in the face. I'm like, yo, dude.
Nigga, yank me up. Fuck your lamp. I will pull you by your beard. I swear to God, if you come here.
And I do love I do love like a big dramatic like no in movies, So when he realizes he snatched the lamp from him, he's all like, no. It's great.
He Darth Vader us.
Yeah, I was thinking about Darth
He's
Vader.
just thinking about Revenge of the Sith.
No. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, no, in Revenge of the Sith, it almost sounds like he's wailing it out. He's like, no! It's like, dude, it's...
I'm not really sad, but I gotta act it, so no.
Give you a moment.
No, but, so Aladdin has the lamp now. And, they're like, well, shit, what are we gonna do now? And then he rubs the lamp.
He rubs one out.
And that's when we meet the genie, played by the legendary Robin Williams, in my opinion, one of his finest performances. I mean, apparently, like, they're just like, hey, Robin Williams, go nuts, and he did. And apparently, like, they had, like, hours of footage, and they're like, wow, what the fuck are we gonna use all this? I don't know if that's true or if that's just like an urban legend for the movie, but I wouldn't doubt it, because his improv ability is just unmatched.
Yeah, they only showed a few clips of him in the DVD, because he had way more than that. So, but I'm pretty sure it's in an archive by Disney somewhere where you could see it.
But my God, I mean, talk about a role that was tweaked for an actor who was as energetic as Robin Williams, who really was.
Oh yes.
I love the genie. I love his role as the genie. Though my favorite performance from him is still Good Will Hunting, but Aladdin is like top 5, definitely.
Just talk about him real quick. He is wonderfully and suitably over the top as the genie. He went above and beyond bringing the genie to life with his iconic arsenal of impressions and famous improvisational skills, of course. He is the genie. Nobody else can play the genie. Just Robin Williams. He is tremendous as the genie. One of his finest performances.
I think for me, it's probably my second favorite performance of him of all time, because when I think of Genie, it's funny. When I think of Genie, I don't see Genie first, then Robin. I see Robin, then I see Genie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird when you think of a character, you think of the person who brought them to life first, then you see what they were. Not many actors will make you do that, or make you think of that first. Like, there are just certain characters, certain actors that just that's them. You can recast, you can do a reboot, you can get someone else. They're still going to be like, it's still like Robin though.
Yeah, very few actors who have voiced animated characters. Yeah, very rarely.
I do know he's done some other voice acting work, but I do wish he did more, because, man, he was just fantastic. It's just, apparently he had a bad, or maybe not I don't know if it's a bad experience, but Disney kind of reneged on one of their agreements they had with him, and he got really pissed off about that, so. I forget the details, though. Carlton, do you remember?
I remember hearing about it, because
do you know what I'm talking about?
That played part of the reason why Family Guy couldn't use Genie in the episode where they were multiplying Robin Williams and all the roles he played. And because in the episode where Peter sees Robin Williams from the Night of the Museum, from Patsy, from Goodnight Vietnam, all the roles he's ever done, they had a Robin Williams version in that, except Genie, because there was a legal going on. Otherwise, Disney would find it, but they were like, "Yeah, we kind of can't right now." So, and then that's why they even say the episode. Stewie's on top of the roof saying, "Oh, I guess Disney wouldn't let us do Aladdin one." But that made me look. I remember. I can look at the actual details. It's effed up regardless, because motherfucker, I gave you 3 movies as Genie. Shit.
Though,
I want my.
all said and done, though, his performance is incredible. It's so manic. It's so filled with life. Well, manic kind of sounds bad, but it's so full of life, and it's so full of just like you feel warm when you see it, or I do anyway. And you just grow to love this genie after a while.
Mm.
Yeah, he easily grows on you. You're like, yeah, I need someone like you around me 24/7.
And then he sings my favorite song from Aladdin, You Ain't Got a Friend Like Me. Now, Robin might not be much of a singer, but man, he makes that song slap. Just saying.
Like, it's
again, just the creativity with the animation in that song is just unmatched. It's just, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is on what they went through to make that sequence.
Probably,
but I can imagine
insane.
After they were like done with it, I can imagine them going like this, like, I need a week.
We're having a fucking party.
It was like the movie Babylon, but in the Cave of Wonders with Genie.
Mr. Carlton, you ain't never had a friend like us.
Yeah, I know. It's just like he creates like a restaurant and like dozens of people, and then he's all like, "Oh yeah, there's some caveats. I can't make you fall in love with or I can't make somebody fall in love with you, and what's the other thing you can't do?
Can't bring people back from the dead.
Can't bring people back from the dead. That's right." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've had that happen. It's not fun."
Yeah, it was can't kill anyone, can't make anyone fall in love with anyone else, and yeah, can't go back from the dead. Yeah, the whole those rules and the 3 wishes thing, that was something that wasn't originally going to be the case, because in the lore of Arabia, they did a section of this in the behind the scenes stuff too. In the lore, it's actually infinite amounts of wishes, but they thought that wouldn't, like, the story won't be able to progress.
That's boring.
So they decided to come up with the rule of it's only 3 wishes. Then after that, you're done. So that's where they changed it and they made it be 3 wishes for the story.
Though I do find it funny, he's all like, "Oh yeah, I bet you can't even bring us out of here," and he's like, "All right, you little shit. I'll show you what the fuck's going on." And then they get out of there. He's like, "Hey, I already did one of your wishes." He's like, "Hey, I never technically wished you for it." And he's like, "Shit."
You sly son of a bitch.
All right, you bad boy. But no more freebies. Oh man, and then that little section too of Aladdin talking about Jasmine. Mm-hmm. It's small, it's subtle, but I don't know. Maybe it's the hopeless romantic in me that loves how, which you can give credit to Scott Weinger, Weinger, that did the voice of Aladdin, the speaking, him expressing how much he cares about Jasmine and how he's in love. Like, she's got these eyes that just wow, and this smile, wow, and her hair, just like dipping into that realization that she's beautiful. I love that. I love that. It's what we would do if we're talking about someone that we really like. We just would go on and on about why we're so attracted to them, what makes them so great, and then you would see that glow coming out of us. And I like that Genie kind of goes like this because he can see it. He can see the you like.
And it's really nice. It's like you don't even. I love how quick they just become like friendly. And he's all like, "If you could free me, that would be nice." There's also that epic line, 10,000 years will give you a serious crick in the neck. Yeah, tiny living space. Could you free me? He's like, "Okay, I'll free you. It's fine."
Also, I gotta talk about Aladdin as a character real quick. When it comes to a movie like this, you gotta have your main protagonist be relatable. and likable.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just rely on the genie to just carry the whole movie.
Well,
You gotta have an equal. You gotta have the main protagonist, Aladdin, as I said, be lovable and relatable, and Aladdin has all of that. But he also has a very cute, nervous, anxious quality to him that makes him so likable and very someone you want to root for.
Right. It kind of gives me, in a way, Peter Parker vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
It was like the awkwardness, but like the relatable awkwardness. Like it's not just awkward just for the sake of awkward. It's like he's anxious, just like we would be. He's overthinking it a little bit, but he overthinks it because he cares. And so it's like that's different. That's the difference between doing it that way and doing it for the sake of comedy. If you just do it, authentically, the comedy will present itself in the situation. Because comedy doesn't always have to be, slapstick.
Also, you got a genius like Robin Williams helping you out, so there you go.
So you can leave the more comedy to Rob, while Aladdin can do the comedy that's more grounded, more relatably human.
Yeah, and this is where the genie plays a role. Like, you got to have an extrovert character balance out a character like Aladdin.
Exactly. And it's just really cool how they go through all these changes and tweaks, and it comes out perfect. But that's why they go through all of it, because they want to do the best execution of the characters they can, and it shows.
Yeah, no, one of my favorite. I do love when he's the little bee, and he's like, "Be honest. Tell her the truth." That's what he says. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh yeah, I do like how he's like, "Oh yeah, there's this girl." He's like, "Dude, did you not just hear what I said? I can't make someone fall in love with you." He's like, "I heard you, but can I wish for something that can make me woo her?" And he's like, "That." He checks like a book. That I can do. So then we get this other banger song. Like there's a lot of bangers in this movie.
Oh yeah.
He's like, check out Prince Ali.
I got the song stuck in my head now. Damn it. Hey you, look at me. It's a brand new start. Come to the beat on the first block to meet his eye.
Of course, the Sultan's like, "Oh, how charming," and Jafar's like, "Yo, this is bullshit, bro."
Hey, basically, like,
and I love how he's all like, "Yo, could I marry Jasmine maybe if nothing happened?" And he's all like, "Oh, but of course, because you're my trusted advisor." I'm like, "You're a fucking idiot."
You're also forcing me to say this under my will because that damn king. But sure.
I like how he snaps out of her a minute. It's like, what? And he's like, "You're gonna obey me now." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he's all like, "Hey, Jasmine, want to marry Jafar?" And she's all like, "What?"
No.
She's like, "Hell no, I don't want to fucking marry him."
I don't want his old crusty ass, which even the Sultan says, "But you're so old."
Yeah, I know. I'm like, he's not even that old. He looks like he's in his 40s. 40s.
I want this Tom Cruise look-alike.
That's an old ass looking 40.
Okay, fine, maybe 50. How's 50 look?
40 plus meth, like. Yeah, no, I want the one that looks like a big hunk of love over there. But even at first, she's not impressed. Which,
but I'm also sorry. Continue what you're saying.
They didn't go like with the whole like making her like woo him, like be impressed with the theatrics of it. Even then, they still were like, that don't impress me. Like, what impresses me is like woo me for you being you. So I was glad that they, kept
a comedy
basically
of misunderstandings.
Right, like they kept her consistent and having high standards, deservingly high standards of finding someone that deserves her love and her attention. So, because Aladdin at first like, "Oh, you don't like me, but I got a big elephant."
I got an elephant, bro.
Right. But I also like that moment because it humbles Aladdin too, and it's one of the beginning things of him realizing like that leads to the ending. Like, not the big stuff doesn't impress her.
I do like the
What?
contrast. Like he wants to kind of easy, like leisure, rich life, and she's just like, I just want to love somebody and have a simple life, you know. Just
Like, ain't that
then once I
bitch?
become Sultan, I can kick Jafar to the curb, bro.
Shit, I would still kick him to the curb. He's just the freaking advisor.
Yeah.
What laws are there for the advisors? It ain't like he's the sultan. It's not like he's the one of the guards. It's not like
No.
he's.
That's
It's
also a
like,
kind of bring up with Iago. I like how it's Iago who brings up like, yo, you could like become the Sultan if you play your cards right, and he's like, you know what, Iago, you're right, man. You're so smart. I should give you a raise. And he's like, what? Really? Oh no, I spent all my money on this magic shit. Actually, you're fired, or not fired, but he's like, I ain't giving you shit. And he's like,
Iago is. How can I put this?
he's not a complete incompetent.
He's a bastard. Basically, he's a bastard. Like, you knew when they were doing the second one, they were thinking, how are we going to redeem him? We made him do some grimy shit in the first one. This included. Like, here, force her into marriage. Then when you're the Sultan, kill the bitch. Like, oh.
Kill the bitch. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he's like, kill her. You're like, what the fuck? Whoa, hold on.
Kill the bitch or you're fired.
I don't like those options.
Yeah.
What is wrong with us?
So then he ends up going like, hey, what's up? And he's all like, hey. And she's all like, what? I recognize you. He's like, ha! No, you don't, because you've never seen me before in your life. I'm like, oh, that's gaslighting. But, what's like holding him back is just like, dude, it's like what the genie says. Tell the truth. Like, listen to the genie, guys. But I like him as a little bee, and he's all like, ah! It's like, red alert, and he like crashes. But it doesn't take away from the like the moment, if that makes sense. It doesn't undercut the moment, Robin Williams.
No, just a little moment of levity.
And also, I just personally like that part because that's another ad-libbed part. We keep talking about Robin Williams providing skills. That whole section of him as a bee, he's so wonderful, punctual.
Yes.
I mean, beautiful, nice recovery. That whole section was ad-libbed, and they kept there.
Like, it services the scene, you know? Like, he's trying to help him, and it's not just him being like, hey, here I am, doing my genie thing. Like, he's genuinely, like, trying to help his boy out, you know?
Yeah. That's why
Yeah,
he's like,
because they care about each other.
yeah, I'm gonna be a bee, so she can't see me, but, like, I'm, like, trying to help you out. Like, hey, man, like, say this. Remember that shit you was telling me earlier? Tell her that.
Yeah, I know. Then he's
Genie's
all
just
like,
being his wingman.
and then when all fails, he's like, want to ride my magic carpet? And she's like, yeah! Oh, yeah, I forgot the Sultan flew on it, and he loves it.
Yeah, do you trust me? What'd you say? Do you trust me? And she's like, yeah. Which I
would have sussed him out right there. I'm like, yo, I know you. You're full of shit.
Lion grabs her, then drops her to her death.
Damn. Women are so clever and so sneaky. She knew at that moment, but she was like, all right, I know now, but I'm gonna keep going and see where this leads to. And it leads to literally my favorite Disney song of all time. I don't care. I know.
World.
Shut up.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Fucking do it. You sound like a drunk man at the bus stop remembering his first love.
Yeah, I blew like the acting performance. I got drunk. Yeah, that's nice. God, it can't be that bad.
Mr. Jack Daniels right here.
Snyder. Oh god. But I also we've been talking about the voice actors like who we. By the way, we didn't say Linda Larkin is the speaking voice of Jasmine, but the singing voices of Jasmine and Aladdin,
She's got a
they
sexy ass voice. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Lisa Longa and Brad Kane. I can't say enough about those two. Their chemistry, their voices, they are absolutely perfect. And
No.
the only time you see them actually singing live action, believe it or not, when they did the Oscars in '93, because you know the Oscars they do live performances through the show.
Yeah.
They both sing together, and they're riding a magic carpet on the stage, and they look like Jasmine and Aladdin. I'm like, see, if y'all had done a live action movie then, these two would have been perfect.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Lisa Long, I love her to death, anyways. But then I love her for this, and I love her for the fact that she's a singing voice for Mulan too.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Oh yeah,
I'm
for
like,
Mulan, that's a
legend.
good movie too, man. Damn it, God, they were on a roll in the '90s. That's all I'll say.
You know, my mother, she loves Mulan. She was watching it the other night or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and I said, "Did you know that um Donny Osmond does the singing voice of the general for Make a Man Out of You?" She was like, "What?" I mean, I knew he sounded familiar, but you sure? I'm like, "Yeah." And I showed her. She was like, "I'll be damned. I never knew."
Donny Osmond?
Yeah, he's the singing
Yeah.
voice for Make a Man Out of You.
I knew him from
Let's get
Johnny
down
Bravo
to
when he would
business.
be
Yeah,
himself.
that's a good one.
Yeah, I knew that one too. I don't. When did I find out that it was Donnie? I think I was going through YouTube, and it was a behind the scenes thing where he was, showing like taking us behind the scenes and showing us how stuff is done. It was one of those things that you see
Hmm.
on channel or something, and that's when he revealed that he did the singing for that song. And I was like, oh, I'll be damned. I already liked you, but now I like you more. And
Yep.
I'm gonna listen to that song as soon as I'm done watching this video.
Yeah, it reminds me of that line from Star Wars where Han Solo tells I think it's Finn. He's like, "Women know, they always know." So just and it's true. I like that line because it's true. You know.
And also, it should have been you.
Yeah.
Fourth wall breaking.
Jacob's gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, I will die on that hill.
Yeah, I would
As
have
Britton
taken
likes to
Finn
say,
as a better
yeah.
protagonist. I would have taken Finn as the protagonist, but whatever. I don't want to
You
get
know,
into.
I would have taken Finn and the other guy as lovers. I don't give a shit. Just make Ray somewhere else.
Instead of him
Like
shouting Ray, I'm just like, good lord, I'm gonna die on a fucking.
I'm like, we skipped out. I know, side rant. We skipped out on Finn being the protagonist. Former stormtrooper with trauma is now the leading Jedi. That no, we're like, nah. Let's go with Sand Bitch over here. Ray Sandwalker over here. Like, I am Ray. Ray who? Skywalker. Bitch, no, you not.
You set Finn up as a stormtrooper. It would make sense that he would become a Jedi, right? Nah.
Or hell, you know what? I'll take the original plans that George had for the sequels, which I don't remember the full details because there's a video that covers it better than me. But basically, the antagonist was going to be um, of whatever race Darth Maul is. It was going to be a female that with the tentacles and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Leia was supposed to be um, training new Jedi's was always going to be part of it, but like Leia was more involved in the story. Luke was more involved. We would have gotten those three together in the same scene again, and that's one of the biggest frustrations of the new Star Wars. But
Yeah, once they do talk about the sequel trilogy, I'm just gonna keep talking about like it should have been Finn, and that's all I'm gonna say. Nothing else.
like I don't know I don't know anything past Force Awakens because after that it's dead.
I will say that she quickly figures out, oh, you are that street urchin I found. He's like,
Yeah, well, he basically puts his foot in his mouth and gives
I
himself
know.
up.
I'm just like,
Like, oh, it's a shame that Abu couldn't be here. Like, nah, he hates fireworks. And the carpet's like, motherfucker, bitch,
You just done exposed yourself.
expose him, expose him.
Dun dun dun.
I will. I don't know if you guys have seen Cinema Therapy, but I do agree with their assessment.
No.
Like, most of the problems that they have would have been solved if Aladdin had just told her the truth.
Right?
Because I'm always like, dude. Because I remember while watching the movie, I'm just like, tell her, you fool. You know.
Like, yo, okay, I got a genie. This would happen. Yeah,
It's
because
not
Jafar,
that unbelievable.
Jafar would have gone to jail, so we would have skipped that whole shit. Now I'm assaulted now. I mean, I'm a prince now, so I can marry you because that was wished into existence. We can go about our married life. Cool. Half of the movie would have been finished already.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Though to be fair, like that probably would have had its own problems. It's like I never wanted to marry a prince. He's all like, bitch, I just wanted to be with you.
Like, I don't give a fuck. If I can fuck you in a cardboard box, I'm cool.
Genie, I appreciate it, but you can go. You're not going to be set free.
I could be staying for this.
Genie, I wish for a bigger you know what.
Oh Lord, he's like,
Jacob.
No, but
Hey, Genie, I wish for you to get the hell out of here. You're not going to be free. I have everything I want, but yeah.
So yeah, he ends up bringing her home, and of course Jafar tries to pull his shenanigans, and captures. I'm surprised. Like, I kind of thought that Jafar had already kind of sussed him out. He's like, ah, yeah, it's the kid I left to die in that, or it's the kid who stole the lamp from me.
My thing is, here's the thing. You can't. What did the king from Walking Dead say? Oh, never bullshit a bullshitter.
Yeah.
It was if bullshit, don't ever bullshit a bullshitter was a person, it would be fucking Jafar.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, people on a
Like, he
regular
knew instantly who it was. Like, yeah, I'm telling you. They never say it, but it's like, dude, he knew who it was.
It's like, kill the motherfucker. Which, another thing, side rant, the guards that did that for Jafar, no business working for him anymore after that. But we see those guards in the second one and the third one.
How did they not get, like, executed for, like, treason for working with them?
Yeah.
Or, like, at least barred from the Sultan's service. I'm like, what?
Like, oh, we treat them as, oh, they're part of the Aladdin family, the cast of characters. No, because after the first one, they would have gotten their shit sliced.
Yep.
They probably
Twice.
didn't want that much violence in a Disney movie, though, to be fair to them.
Twice you try to have me kill. Yeah, we have a beef, motherfucker. You dick bag.
But so he gets thrown into the water. He almost dies. I'm like, yo, shit, dude. And then Genie's like, oh, you gotta make a wish, bro. And he's like, well, screw it. And then he saves him because they're boys.
Yeah, he basically like forges the wish. So it's like I had either that or I had to let you sink with the Titanic.
So you can say that wish was wasted, but it wasn't because you're still alive.
Yeah. So then Aladdin's like, oh, fuck this. He walks into the palace and is like, Jafar? Yeah, he's like, Jafar, you're an asshole. And Sultan, of course, he's like, what? Jafar? My closest advisor? I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up, dude.
But actually, the way his reaction, I actually was very happy about, because you remember he was under my control when Aladdin comes in, but then Aladdin comes in and takes it and bashes it, breaks it, and that takes him out of it, and he's like, you traitor! He's like, I don't want to hear none of your shit. Guards, get this motherfucker out of my sight. Which again, if there was ever a time where Aladdin should have had his street hood come out, it was in that moment, because as he's walking towards him, wanting good, swing would have been justifiable. Knock his old frail ass onto the floor.
The scene makes me think of when Scar is like trying to weasel his way out of out of like Simba's rage.
Yeah.
He's all like, "Oh, it's all a big misunderstanding." I'm like, "Oh yeah, big misunderstanding." Okay, buddy.
No. Misunderstanding.
Fine, I killed your father. Yeah.
He killed your father.
And I sent my hyenas to try to kill your ass too. Yeah, misunderstand my dick,
but
motherfucker.
He then sees the lamp and is like, "I knew it." I thought you already knew, bro. What the fuck? But
you're like, this isn't done yet, boy, and pull some Batman smoke pellet shit.
Yeah. He's like, "Ooh," and then he like disappears out the window. And I'm like, "Oh, well, that sucks." I'm sure it'll be fine because the Sultan is just, oh my lord, he's just incompetent.
I mean, bless his heart, he's a good man.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's a good guy. Like, I would hang out with him, you know, like have a drink with him, but he's just not good at this.
But you're too gullible sometimes.
He's like, "Oh, Jafar, my trusted advisor." I'm like, dude.
No, I question.
Like if you let a fucking viper into your house and is like, "Here's my pet," and it's like, dude, that could kill you. But it's my pet. I'm like,
I don't see how he didn't look at him and be like, "Yeah, you totally don't look suspicious at all to work for me."
Yeah, it's like, what, dude? Oh. Yeah.
That's like when Aquaman has Orm by his side.
I know. How's he not suss him out?
You know he's all about that fuckery, right? The fuckery is his middle name. That's like if Thor said, "Avengers, we have a new member. My brother Loki." Nick, what?
Everyone's like, "What? Dude, no. No."
You are damn right.
He launched an invasion force on our city. He's like, "No, he's changed now, okay? That was a big misunderstanding." He's like, "Are you out of your mind?"
Like, we went to counseling and all. Thor, I'm gonna hit you as hard as I can with your own goddamn hammer.
Daredevil with the Defenders. Hey, we got Wilson Fisk on our side.
They're like, "No."
No, my nigga. No, he killed. Fuck that. Well, that's like Bruce Wayne going, "You know what? You know what my best friend is? Joe Chill."
Oh my god.
Even though he killed my parents, but that boy is my bud now.
Yeah, he had a tough childhood, so you know it's all good now. I'm like, no.
You killed my parents, but we homies now.
Ruined my life.
Look, you already know. I know. We're getting off topic a little bit, but just for a little bit. You already know I don't like Tom King's Batman run. That's another reason why I don't buy Joker being Batman's best man for his wedding.
No.
What? That's like Barry Allen saying, "Hey, Eobard, would you like to be the godfather of my kids?"
Like, no. Or Norman. Hey, Norman Osborn, you should be the godfather of my daughter. He's like, "No."
Hey, I already fucked my dead girlfriend in a store that's canon now.
Oh god, no. Oh, Jesus.
And then they have the nerve to have in the panel a close up while he's on top of her, digging in her guts. Y'all ruthless assholes.
Oh god. Anyway, so he decides. So Aladdin has like a tantrum, and he's like, "I won't free you." And then Genie's like, "Fine, just go." And then he pulls the old, "No, I didn't mean it." Oh yeah, it's Iago who steals the lamp from him. So.
Yeah, but I question what would Aladdin. So what? Aladdin is going to hijack Genie? You got one wish left. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, looking back at it, yeah, it's one of those decisions where there's no end game to it. It's just out of emotion thinking. But Aladdin, you have one wish left. What are you gonna do? And she don't know that you aren't really assaulted. I mean, you're a prince. To her, you could. Who the fuck is gonna know besides Genie? And he
one of
wished
his
it.
homies from back in the day is like, "Hey, how you doing, man? Looks like you really made it." He's like, "What? Who are you?"
He ain't got no homies. They dead just like his mama.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm just saying as like a hypothetical, you know. I'm not saying that would happen.
Damn it.
No. Oh god.
You just took a shit on that. You're just like, no, they're all dead. I'm like, what?
Either they're dead or they're missing hands from stealing. They did a reverse Kunta Kinte to them.
So
like, I shake your hand. I can't. Here, give me a dub.
So Iago steals the lamp, and you're like, okay, you should be fine. And then Jafar ends up recruiting the genie, and it's really sad. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
That's a word for it.
Kidnap,
but okay.
I try to be Aladdin's wingman, but I'll join your evil club.
Then Jafar does the old. Then Jafar comes back. He's in his little like palace. He's in his like little like sorcery room, man cave, and he takes over the genie, which is really sad. And then he pulls the old. He was lying to you the whole time. I'm just like, oh, jeez.
And then he's like, wait, drop my beat. Here's my song.
And then he sends Aladdin away. Doesn't kill him because, of course, Jafar's arrogance is his undoing.
You're too good for me to kill you.
Yeah, no, he's like, you're too pathetic to kill. Yeah. And you're like, okay.
But he made sure he had some new drip on, though.
He had some new drip, yeah.
What motherfucker? Like, I'm wearing your shit now. Looks better on me. Like,
I want to be an all-powerful sorcerer. And Genie's like, oh god, he can't even look. He's just, you know.
It's like, I was that whole, like, it's like only like 10 minutes by that point. But that whole 10 minutes was depressing. The stuffing of the crackers down the Sultan's throat.
Oh, God.
Jasmine's in her version of a Star Wars slave girl outfit.
Ugh. It's really perverted.
Which, by the way, look, slave girl Leia, or slave girl Jasmine?
I don't know. I'm more attracted to Jasmine, admittedly.
I mean, either way, it's a win. I'm just saying.
They're both equally sexy, so it don't matter.
I'm like, okay, giggity. Cool.
So yeah, word. So they end up taking him to a frozen wasteland, which I'm like, I thought we were like in Arabia.
So like, how far did you shoot him?
Where did you shoot him to? Like, but then he, of course, makes a core mistake in not killing him when he had a chance, and he also let him get away with the magic carpet, so he could just go right back and foil his plans.
Well, in his defense, he didn't let him. The carpet just happened to sneak in there last minute, thankfully.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The carpet is the MVP. I think we can say that if he was the MVP of this movie, pretty much from the beginning all the way to the end, just because he's just a cool character, if you want to call him that, but also because in the midst of all this chaos, he thought enough. Oh wait, let me go over there with them just in case.
Yeah.
And almost frees his ass off because when they find him, he's basically hard as a board. He's like, "I'm cool. Yeah, hop on me. We got shit to do. Let's go."
Yeah, so I like the trick, though. Again, you can kind of tell the CGI building, but aside from that, I like how it goes through the hole, and he manages to. That sounds kind of wrong, but that didn't come out right. But how he goes through the. Shut up. Stop that. I like how he goes through like the window hole, and it just comes out. You're like, yeah, he's about to fuck some shit up.
Low-key reminds me of the old cartoons, like Tom and Jerry and all that stuff, when they're not interacting with anything in the background. It's like a painting, but when they're touching an object, you can tell it's hand-drawn. So that's what the palace looked like to me. Like, the palace was like CGI, and even though, yeah, technically it is moving, it's not as colorful. It's not as like smooth looking as the snow that Aladdin is standing on,
Yeah.
and footprints in as he goes into the hole as it continues to roll. So it's like you can tell where the CGI elements is, but that's a little more subtle than the Cave of Wonders. So
So now Jafar is the Sultan, and he doesn't really do much aside from humiliating the old Sultan, who he's made into like his jester, I'm guessing. And Jasmine is like his slave, I guess. That's not good. Then Aladdin shows up, and when we get the climactic battle.
Oh yeah, we get even though she does it to distract him for Aladdin, just the image of Jafar smooching with Jasmine.
Oh God! Even Iago's like, ugh.
Him and Abu was like, "Oh nigga, no, no."
Time to see what evil dick feels like. Dun dun dun.
Oh God.
God damn it, Jacob.
She like distracts him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, shit, I'm the bad guy. Sorry, I'm competent." And he throws her into like an hourglass.
Which that also is stressful as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
like like in the back of mind, they're not gonna die. But there's so much going on, you forget that for like a good 2 minutes. You're like, okay, I guess this bitch is gonna die in sand. Which I feel like Loki is like racist. Like, why? Because they're Arabian and there's nothing but sand around them. That's how she gotta die. It's like a black person dying because by the grease of the fried chicken they're trapped with or something.
They're like Kool-Aid. They're getting drowned in Kool-Aid or some shit.
Like, I'll drown this white person in ranch because of the salads that they eat. Like, but I digress.
No, but he ends up going like, well, Jafar, you're powerful, but you're not as powerful as a genie. So then he's like, I want to be a genie, and then he's like, the power, and you think, oh shit, he's about to fuck some shit up. But it turns out, nope. He now he's trapped in the now he's gonna get trapped because he's a genie now in a pretty cool looking lamp. I gotta admit.
I'm not gonna lie. Low-key.
That's a pretty fire looking lamp. Looks like obsidian from Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
And the poor Iago gets sucked in that shit. Oh, can you imagine?
Got him as a genie.
No, having him as your roommate, technically.
He's like, so, what are you gonna wish? What are you gonna wish? And I'm like, dude, just... Oh.
Are we there yet? Are we there? Shut your ass up.
Oh yeah, he also drags Iago in for good effect.
Which, that's some punk shit. Like, wait a minute, no, you got dragged into it. Why you gotta drag me with you?
No.
With me.
And then I like how Genie's like, oh yeah, I think they need some moment to calm down in the Cave of Wonders. Though I always think of the Monsters Inc. when they're throwing Randall into the door.
Yeah. Out of here!
Out of here!
I
love Monsters Inc. Which we did an episode on, by the way.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's see. So they defeat Jafar by using his arrogance and his lust for power against him. And, he ends up freeing the genie, which is, like, one of the, like, just, why don't you just tear my heart out while you're at it?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, man.
He's like, you'll always be a prince to me, Al. He's like, I know. You're a great guy, Genie. You're always gonna be a great genie.
But I love how when he actually did it, it threw Genie off. Because Genie was never thrown off really in the movie. That's the first time he's like, what? And then he doesn't even know what to do. Because like no one's ever done that before.
Yeah, you didn't see it coming, yeah.
Yeah, they could have just like, done the chains coming off. Like, oh, I'm free. But no, they took the time to make it into a moment. because which it should. There's no other way you could have done that. I don't think, other
No.
than it being like the biggest thing that ever happened and cementing how much Aladdin is going to mean to Genie, because Aladdin was essentially the first person to like have him that was selfless.
Yeah.
Because
The first real friend I've had.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's kind of ironic. Genie was the one saying, "You never had a friend like me," but at the end of the movie, it's kind of a twist. Like
It's the opposite. He never had a friend like Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Sultan.
Like, you had my back. I'm gonna repay you by setting you free.
Then the Sultan pulls a Coming to America. He's like, "Well, you're the king. You can change the law." He's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. You guys can get married now."
Yeah, yeah. You could have told me this like 2 hours ago in the movie, but all right. Like also Jasmine probably thinking, so all that bitching I was doing, and you just sat there and listened and didn't think, hey, well, I could probably change that.
um,
Fuck.
but yeah, so Genie tells everyone goodbye. He's gonna go explore the world now, and Aladdin and Jasmine, they're setting up camp as the new sultans, basically. And that is the end.
Because I love how it shows them basically doing the reprise of their song "A Whole New World," and then it goes into this beautiful shot to the sky with the moon. Genie turns around as the moon, and he's like, "Major, look." Look, and then if you look really closely at the end, when he like picks up the screen, basically, it's like a page from that they draw to animate, and it's got the count numbers at the bottom. Like,
yeah, it gets really meta.
that's funny.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love that that last fourth wall breaking moment.
Aladdin. It was fun. It's a great movie.
Disney classic.
But yeah, no. I was actually in the theater yesterday because I watched Across the Spider-Verse, which was amazing. No pun intended.
Spectacular, ultimate, sensational. Throw out all the Spider-Man puns here.
But like I saw a trailer for The Flash, and I'm like, yo, this movie looks pretty good.
Yes.
Though it has this like weird. There's something that just keeps bothering me. There's like this weird like plastic look, and I'm just like in the like alternate world. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what?
You're talking about Flash's suit?
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like in the alternate world. It kind of looks weird. It's like the lighting's really. I don't know. It was just it throws me off a little bit. But I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm just like, what the fuck? This is weird. We get Ben Affleck back. We get Michael Shannon back. Got a bunch of other people, so yeah.
Sasha Calle is a sexy super girl. Yeah.
She's such a sexy Supergirl. Yeah.
She is.
Yeah, I love that Michael Shannon didn't come back until he got Zach's blessing.
Yeah, I saw people talking about that on Twitter.
And everyone's like, good for you. We're like, yeah. And I'm happy. Jacob already knows this, but I'm glad that the people who have seen the Flash screening, they're not spoiling anything, but the one thing they all consistently are saying that I'm happy about is that it does not erase Snyderverse.
Mm-hmm.
It cements it, and it cements every other world. Like Batman '89, that's cemented. That still happened. The Batman Forever stuff, the Superman stuff, whatever. All that stuff is legitimate. And not only that, but they also said that it's left open. The Snyderverse is left open, so that's awesome. Now, I will admit, I was a little off by Ben's suit in the trailer.
I still hate it. I don't like it.
But it's not that it's bad. It's just that it's the octagon design
He's
part.
Good taste in music. That's all I'll say. He was listening to Dark Side of the Moon. I fucking love that album.
God, that suit though.
Not like the suit.
Ben Affleck's new suit. I'm not a fan of it.
Because I kept getting thrown off by '89 Batman. You know.
Well, here's my thing. Ben's suit. I feel like they should have just gone with his normal, suit that he had in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I'm glad to see Michael Keaton back because he's my favorite live-action Batman. So
He is my fifth, and I get burned every time I say it.
a lot of the old school fans rip into you for not liking Michael Keaton.
Cause fuck y'all, that's why your moms are dead, old asses.
No. But no.
I'm biased because I like Val Kilmer, I like Christian Bale, I like Robert Pattinson, and Ben for me is the best one. But I'll admit I didn't like. Well, I'm not gonna say I didn't like. I was thrown off by Michael Keaton's new suit, but then they showed that he has a whole array of suits, even ones that we have not seen, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It works. The new one grows on you real quick, and it still keeps the integrity of what Michael Keaton's Batsuit is supposed to be, so I don't mind it.
No,
I'm
it's grown on
surprised
me.
Keaton doesn't have like a Dark Knight Returns type of like big suit he can use, or he doesn't have that like big like mech suit from like Batman Beyond. I'm like, really?
Nope, going old school.
I was shocked that they gave him Batman Year 2 suit with the gun holsters.
Yeah.
Oh god, I forgot all about that. The Todd McFarlane one.
Yeah, that one. I was like, oh, when the fuck did you have that? I'm like, you must have had it like earlier career before you did the Batman one. Which
I do like the music of the trailer because I'm a big fan of Dark Side of the Moon. It's a great album. I'm like, hey, at least Ben Affleck Batman has good music taste. I'll give him that.
Definitely
Ugly suit, but yeah, good music.
I want to know between you two, which Michael Keaton suit, design wise, do you like most? 89, Batman Returns, or The Flash?
I say Batman Returns for me, in regards to my favorite, and then yeah, Batman Returns is my favorite suit Keaton wise.
I can't even think of my favorite Batman suit from like the live action movies. My favorite Batman suit like ever, Batman Beyond. Fucking.
Oh, well, I was talking about Keaton specifically, but yeah.
Fucking love Batman Beyond. That fucking suit. Oh shit, boy! Like, bro.
Give us a live action Batman Beyond,
dude. I would fucking see that. They have the suit, dude. Like, I'm fucking seeing that shit, man.
I love the cartoon, but I've never been a big fan. Like when obviously when I'm watching Batman Beyond, I embrace the suit because that's his Batman. But I just, as far as like suit designs, he's got to have a cape for me. So as far in the animated,
I don't agree with Edna about no capes.
No capes.
Fuck Edna, her short ass.
You're short too.
Yeah, but I'm taller than her.
You're hating on your own kind.
It's weird every time I see Edna. She has a similar hairstyle as my grandma from Arkansas. Oh my god.
But yeah, Affleck suit, ugly as hell. The cow's the sexy thing part about it, but that's it.
Maybe my favorite live action suit. Funnily enough, even though I'm not a huge like fan of the movie, I really like Ben Affleck's suit. Cause I don't know, I just if there was a standalone movie with Ben Affleck and that fucking awesome suit, I'd watch that movie. Like I'd fucking watch it.
Straight up Dark Knight Returns.
Happen. Yeah, BVS. Well, technically, it's I was gonna say BVS. I love BVS's cowl, but I love Zack Snyder's Justice League version of his suit, not the tactical one, just the normal one. Because
I like the darker gray.
Yeah, I love the way the gauntlets are on his arms. I like that one.
I do like one of the lines from the Flash trailer though, where Bruce is telling Barry, he's like, "Look," or I forget exactly what it is, but he's basically like, there's some things you just can't change, and that's like it shows like he's like come to peace, kind of.
Yeah, because Barry says, I could go back in time, I could save your parents even, and Bruce has that look on his face like, as awesome as that would be, still, there's a lot of recklessness that would come with that. And
it actually because I was skeptical of them doing. I thought they'd be playing their cards too early doing Flashpoint like now, right? Because the whole DCEU has just been, it's been a drama show since day one. But it's like that shit could make reality TV, like for real. But no. It looks pretty good. I'm probably gonna wait for it to come out on like HBO Max and probably see it, but yeah, no, good stuff.
Watching it somehow, some way before then. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care whose website do I have to go on to pirate. And if I do have a friend that wants to go with me, even better. Because I'm just happy that they weren't afraid to promote Ezra, because I know that there's a whole drama around them, even though all the rumors were debunked and there were accusations. Still, Warner Brothers, out of all the shady, crappy stuff that they do, they at least were like, no, we're going to stand behind Ezra. Ezra didn't do anything. He's the star of this movie. Now, they were smart and they're like, hey, let's just don't do any press for right now. But I told Jacob this. I don't remember if I told Britton this, but yesterday or the day before, they announced that Ezra was going to be at the LA premiere for Flash.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, good. Like, Ezra needs to like enjoy this too, because the movie's being tracked and it's on the verge. It's being tracked to open with 114 to 145 million dollars in opening day, compared to what Shazam 2 had.
I mean, it got digital release after, because it flopped so badly.
I watched Black Adam, and like there were so many freaking cuts and like couple scenes I saw, and it fucking bothered me. I'm like, I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I'm like, fuck this.
Tech 3 and flashbacks for you.
Well, I like Black Adam a lot. It's definitely better than Shazam 2. But you know when you can watch a movie, you can tell something was probably taken out? It feels like that. Because first of all, this movie is like only 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm like, nah. There was more to this.
Also, why does Adam look like fucking Deadpool? Like, ugh.
Yeah, the mask is like,
Did
you take Deadpool's mask?
Deadpool mask blue. Come on.
Oh, I didn't mind that at all.
Now
I wasn't even looking at the rest of the suit. I liked, so I was more focused on that. I wasn't even looking at the face part. But and also Dr. Fate. Ooh, Dr. Fate's suit was awesome. I love the way Dr. Fate.
I didn't watch all of the Black Adam movie because I was just so bugged by the shots, as Jacob knows. So I was like, what the fuck? They keep cutting. Stop that. They're just having a conversation. What are you doing? You know,
just finish the movie. You'll see.
Yeah, and
another one of Bray's tangents.
And, you know, we got in Dwayne Johnson and the guy is Hawkman. He's all like, heroes don't kill people, and he plays the old, but I do. I'm like, dude, okay. Are you kidding me?
I mean, it's like I expect nothing less. Honestly, I'm sorry, because when the movie opens and you see him basically fry people with his lightning, oh yeah. And then, of course, the cameo. We're gonna cherish that as long as we live. Snyderverse will be on Netflix. I put that in the universe. It will be. It will be. And me and Jacob are gonna call each other like schoolgirls. We're like, "Did you hear the news?" I'm like, "I heard it." Oh my god!
They did put the animated DC stuff on Netflix, which I'm happy about because.
Yeah, that fuels my theory that going to do something with Snyderverse.
That's the DC universe. That's the fucking DC shared universe that I'll fucking devour. You know,
because before they did that, did you hear about the other DC properties that Warner Brothers sold off to Netflix?
I did not actually.
Sandman, Sweet Tooth, and
Oh yeah, I haven't seen Sweet Tooth yet. I mean, I'm gonna pull it out right here. Sorry, one of my favorite comics of all time. Like I own the omnibus. Like one of my favorites. I have not seen the show yet.
I was hoping you did, so I could ask you about it because I haven't seen it.
I've heard it's a bit lighter than the comic is, but I want to see it because I want to see how it. Because I'm curious on how it goes. But you know,
I gotta get my Netflix back. because I have to see Sandman season 2. I have to.
Yeah, I know. Sandman was so good.
Like, oh shit!
Because I
I was
saw it
like,
and I was like, okay, I'm going in with like reasonable. I don't want to like overhype it or think like, oh, this is gonna suck. I watched it. I was blown away. I was just like, oh my god.
I saw it before you did. You was asking me how was it, and I'm like, I can't praise it enough. Especially that episode 6 I told you about that got me in my feels.
Is that was that 24-hour diner or that no, that
No,
was episode 4.
it was death.
Oh, death. Yeah, adapts that issue of the comic beautifully. Oh man, Sandman adaptation is so good. Also, the serial killer convention was. That's my favorite arc of the whole thing. So I was like, yes, dude. Oh my god.
Jacob, have you seen Sandman yet?
No, that's why I'm just
dude, you gotta...
sitting here chiming in.
I noticed. You need to see it. You need to see it.
It's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, sweet! I have Netflix though. Yay!
I'm telling you.
Wait, you don't have Netflix? Or you?
No, I do have Netflix.
Oh, you do have Netflix. Okay. What? I thought you did.
Stuff. When did I binge? I think I binge watched it in a day. I couldn't help it. I had to watch the whole thing.
Sounds about right.
It gets fucked. Like, are you a fan of like the show Constantine before they took it off?
Oh yeah, I was until they canceled it.
Imagine that, but TVMA and way more darker.
I kind of wish they had actual Constantine in the show. I mean, I didn't mind Joanna, but I'm a big Constantine fan, so I'm like, man, I wish they had him.
They better.
I think it was because of rights, I'm like,
yeah. But they follow up on Kanyu doing Constantine 2.
Yeah, I know. That's like a weird like alternate because like that is not at all like the tone of the comics is right in that movie, but like the like inherent like Britishness of it is not there at all because
yeah. But look,
he's not quite the snarky wise ass that that the comics version is, though he certainly gives it his best.
But if they're willing to license those and then license what was it? It was The Batman, the cartoon one. It was Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, and leave the door open in Flash for Snyderverse. I'm pretty sure Snyderverse will come back. Because Zach, when had his SnyderCon, he could have said, "Oh, we're done. We're not going to do anything more." He's like, "No, I can't tell you anything, just in case. But I'll tell you this and that and this, and then that's it. But I can't say any more."
Yeah.
I want Ben Affleck's Batman, David Ayer's Suicide Squad, Justice League 2 and 3, Man of Steel 2, Wonder Woman 3. I care less about Superman Legacy. Fuck that shit. And Gun. I don't care. Beetle.
Also, there was the Last of Us show that I haven't seen.
Watch it.
Watch
it.
What?
Because I love the game, and it's like, did we need this? I've heard it's like not terrible, but I don't know.
Oh, it's great.
Game?
The Last of Us, the show of the game.
Oh, I haven't finished it. My HBO Max expired before I could finish it. I only got into 3 episodes, and I was like,
I saw a movie called The Dead Center, which was pretty good. I liked it more than I thought I would. I thought it was like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. And I saw it on Prime. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. So yeah, recommend that. There's some
Speaking of
shit in it though. So.
Speaking of Prime, I'm ready for Invincible season 2.
Yes, dude. Oh my god, I am
so ready.
They showed some footage like a couple months ago. I'm like, dude, just announce when the second season's coming out, please.
It wasn't even footage. It was just Mark and the other guy talking. No, I need to see what fuckery we're gonna see after the shit we went through in season 1. Please, God.
Hey, Jacob, have you seen Invincible?
Unfortunately, no, because I don't have Prime.
Watch it. It is so good.
Well, I have my uncle pays for our Prime thing. As soon as we get that situated, I'm putting it on my thing so you can watch it.
It's so
you need
good.
to see it.
So
and
good.
And not only am I excited for that, I told Britton this. One of his favorite Scott Snyder comic books is being adapted into a comic animated series.
Yeah, Witches? Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Witches is fucked up. in all the good ways.
I love witches. It's such a good. I have or no, it's in my living room. I don't want to go grab it, but yeah, it's so good.
Because I never knew what witches was. Because Britton knows how much I love Scott Snyder, he's like, "Hey, have you ever read it?" I'm like, "Read what?" He's like, "Witches." I'm like, "I never heard of it." He's like, "Scott did it with Jock."
It was one
I
of his
was like,
first
"Oh,
things
okay."
he did, like when he was doing Batman. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, and I went and read it. And the day that I read it and read the whole thing through, that's when Comic Story decided he wanted to do a video recapping it. And I was like, "Oh, well, well, excuse me. Okay, I see what the hype is about." And then when the news came on, like, "Oh, we're gonna make a show about it," I was like, "Oh, I gotta tell Britain, and it's gonna be rated R." Oh yeah.
Um, Jacob, did you what movies have you seen recently?
What have I seen? Oh, of course I saw Across the Spider-Verse.
Which is peak cinema, by the way.
It
I
is
saw it
peak
last
cinema.
night. Oh my god,
Holy
Carl,
shit.
you'll love it, dude. You'll love it. It's so good.
Now, my friends talking about it, they were like, "We don't want to spoil anything that happens," but I saw on YouTube the cameo parts. I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Like it goes in
But
some directions I was not expecting at all. Like I'm just like, dude, this movie's gonna be awesome.
Oh, I was like so
Like I was
happy.
looking forward to it. I'm like, yo, this movie's gonna rock. Hopefully. And then I saw it. I'm like, oh my god. My dad was like, what is this?
Give me part 3 right now. Give me part 3.
Yeah, I know. It was like when I watched Infinity War. I'm like, dude, I want this fucking other movie like right now. Like now.
Mm-hmm. Same thing Across the Spider-Verse. Give me
Favorite
Beyond the
movie of year.
Spider-Verse.
I'm not even being hyperbolic. Favorite movie of the year so far. Like
Oh yeah, mine
no
too.
balls.
That and John Wick 4 for me. Yeah.
Britton said this the best, but he's like, it's a good year for Spider-Man fans right now.
Yeah, we're so spoiled.
Bro. Oh yeah, in the game you were showing me stuff.
Yes,
I'm like, dude,
yes.
I am so ready. Ah.
Yes.
Think of the Venom design, Britton. Like the Venom suit that Peter wears.
Oh, it looks pretty good. It looks good. It looks good.
I love it.
I love that sections of it is like alive and like
Yeah,
moving.
it's so alien-like, which makes sense. It
Oh,
doesn't
God.
look like a black suit, unlike the Spider-Man 3 black suit. It actually looks like an alien symbiote
I love
suit.
that the Spot is the villain because it made me think of the '90s cartoon.
Oh, the Spot was hilarious.
He is great.
Now, like I haven't seen the movie yet, but I saw the trailer, obviously, and I saw the spot. I'm like, Spot, why does it look so familiar? And then I went back on Disney Plus, and I'm like, oh, wait, he's the guy. But then Jacob tells me that no, don't judge too harsh because it unravels. So I'm like, okay, I gotta wait until I see it and see how they do it. So I'm not gonna be too harsh on him. Even though I'll admit that trailer was funny as fuck on the spot. And I was like,
Yeah, he's
okay,
not a C-list villain here, so don't worry.
thank God.
Yeah, he has like
He's not just a laughing
he's
stock.
not like a joke. Like they do kind of poke fun at him, but he's not like a joke.
And it's funny, but yeah. Once you see the movie Carlton, you're gonna be like, oh, I didn't expect this. Like, he's not just a laughing stock, just
Oh,
a
well,
throwaway villain.
I'm replaying Miles Morales right now just to get ready for it.
I'm replaying both the first Spider-Man and Miles Morales in preparation for the game.
I need to replay him, but I do remember mostly what happened. 'Cause...
The only con of me redoing Miles' story is the bitch Finn.
Yeah, that hypocrite. Yeah.
Oh my God,
You're still mad. You're still mad at it. I'm like,
her. Fuck her. And the cunt that shot her out.
Finn,
Yes.
That's right. That's her name.
Oh my God.
You lied to me again. You lied to me.
Bitch, what are you talking about?
I'm glad we're not in a relationship because, bitch, I would straight up Jonathan Majors you in the throat right now.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No,
like
but...
so hard. Why the fuck are you so hypocritical? You didn't tell me you was taking her. You didn't tell me about your brother. You didn't tell me shit. I not told you one thing, and I'm the hypocrite. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
the least you can do is sacrifice yourself, and you did that.
Oh no! Every time I look at the video, like other people watching it, and she's falling, and Spider-Man catches her, and she goes, "I'm sorry," without missing a beat. She goes, "I'm sorry." I say, "Fuck you," while they fall. Because I don't
sorry. Fuck you, you cunt.
Oh.
So you sacrificing yourself is the least you could do. I don't feel bad for you at all. I feel bad for Miles, but fuck you.
Well, I mean, Troy Baker's in it. He's the corrupt executive guy, which
Oh, it was a total Chad.
Total Chad.
Jesus Christ.
You mean a tool?
He's like, you hear me? I will own you, racist.
I didn't think of that, but yeah.
And then Uncle Aaron, the Prowler.
Thank you.
He was cool.
I do like his Into the Spider-Verse version better because I was it got me more, but I liked his little redemption arc. I was
and Mahershala Ali voicing him.
Oh yeah, and Mahershala Ali, dude. Come on.
Who's gonna play?
I'm gonna admit something to y'all. Don't judge me. I still have not seen Into the Spider-Verse yet.
What? I thought you did.
I've seen clips of it.
Not the full thing.
I think it's on Disney Plus now. I don't remember.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, I can watch it online, like on Putlocker or 123 Movies or something. But I've never seen it all the way through. I've seen parts of it. I've seen the ending of it, so I know how it ends. But I have not seen the full thing yet. I just know that what I have seen, I liked a lot. So I'm like, oh, well, I know I'm gonna like the rest when I watch it. I told Jordan this, and he was like, "You gotta watch it," because Jordan is like, well, if it's convenient for you, watch it. No, this was a movie. He's like, you have to.
It is one you have to watch.
Even Jordan was like, "Bitch, I ain't giving you a choice. You better watch that shit."
I'm telling you, dude, it is fucking awesome.
So I'm going to. I promise. Before this year's done, I will have seen both.
I am still waiting for that. For announcement on the Blade MCU movie.
Just get a black guy.
That's been a shit show, dude. Oh my god.
Because especially with the writer's strike going on right now, you're gonna be waiting.
Yep.
Oh.
Before then, you can just say, just get a black guy.
I mean, oh my god.
Oh my god.
You guys suck.
That'll never get old.
Love you, but
Nick Pizzolatto's gonna be in on it. I'm like, dude, I'm there. I want to see it. But
this is why I'm glad Deadpool 3 already started filming before it. But then they're trying to say that because of the writer's strike, Ryan Reynolds may not be able to ad lib lines because that would be considered writing. It's like it's already in production. Fuck you. He can ad lib a line. That's where he gets most of his good stuff as Deadpool. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Bro, Deadpool is all about fucking breaking the fourth wall. What are you talking about?
And then Blade. Well, here's truthfully, I've lost hope. It don't even matter. I don't give a shit. I've lost hope. They've lost directors. They've lost writers. They keep prolonging the shit. The actors getting frustrated.
Daredevil or
for Blade.
Oh, for Blade, yeah.
It was fine. Daredevil's almost finished.
Yo, I saw Across the Spider-Verse. I'm like, dude, this has blown most of the MCU out of the water. Or not most of it, but most of the recent MCU movies out of the water.
No, most of it. Basically all of Phase 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of Phase 4.
Oh yeah.
With the exception of No Way Home, of course.
And Shang-Chi.
You mean Shang-Chi?
Carlton's face.
It's a great movie, okay? That and No Way Home, that's the best one. Come on.
No, but you pronounced it the way you did is what my face was just.
I've heard some people pronounce it Shang-Chi. I don't know. I think it's kind of a potato.
Shang-Chi, whatever.
But here's my thing. Shang-Chi's alright. It's alright.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on No Way Home. Yes, No Way Home is amazing. Shang-Chi is just okay. Everyone was hyping up the villain. I'm like, the villain is about as forgettable as the villain in Dark World for me.
Yo, dude.
It's some nigga with rings. Who cares?
Thinking No Way Home. If we ever do get Calvin Law in here one day, I'm gonna be on his ass about No Way Home,
homie,
just like Carlton is
you
about Britain for the
Shang-Chi
Matrix.
as much as I do, Jacob. What are you talking about, dude?
No. I'm talking about No Way Home.
Oh, you're talking about No Way Home. Okay.
No, I'm talking about if we ever get Calvin Law in here. Yeah, I know his opinion on No Way Home.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna get on his ass
real?
like Carlton's about to do with you for the Matrix. So yeah.
Is this real?
Yeah.
I just saw this.
No, it's probably fake.
It's fake.
I was about to say, hey, that's a well cast movie. If that's.
Oh, speaking of casting, are y'all about as sick as I am of these Fantastic Four fan castings?
I'm just like, what's the cast gonna be?
A good, proper Fantastic Four movie. That's all I'm hoping for at this point.
Just because even Jacob was like, literally, not Jacob, Jordan.
I'm pissed off that John Krasinski, like, apparently that was like a one-time thing. I hope not. I sincerely hope not.
Too, because
I think it is.
Why would you recast anyone? You already got him. Just give me 3 more, bitch. Fuck is wrong with you? I swear to God, we could run Marvel better than what they're doing right now. Shit.
Yeah, get like some new writers on there.
I kid you not. Do you know, you know how Britton had his moment with Spectacular Spider-Man with the love interest thing, and his brain kind of went.
Yeah. Pierre getting all the bitches. Yeah.
That's what my brain was, but it was like the wires were loose and sparking when I heard the news that the writers of She-Hulk were fresh out of school, fresh out of film school. This was the first project they were writing.
Hey, that explains why She-Hulk was terrible.
I only watched the Daredevil episode.
And that's
and
it.
I thought
Nothing
it was
else.
Fine. I didn't watch the rest of the series.
I tried to watch the first 2 episodes. I said, fuck this. Just let me know when Daredevil comes in.
Man,
even Jordan was
so dirty in the MCU though. The only time he was good was the Avengers.
Oh,
the first one.
From the Avengers to Age of Ultron.
Those 2, he's fine. Hell, I'll even give him credit on Thor Ragnarok, and I hate Thor Ragnarok. But at least in that, he was fucking shut up properly.
I know. It's just dude.
Literally, after me and Jordan got out of the theater of Across the Spider-Verse, he even told me, it's yeah, don't watch She-Hulk. You know it's bad when Jordan says to not watch
Jacob,
it.
I could have wept after the end of Across the Spider-Verse. It was that good.
I'm just give me part 3 right now. Give me part 3.
I'm like, dude, favorite movie of the year. I'm not even fucking around right now.
One of the greatest comic movies of all time. Fuck it, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, everyone is saying if the 3rd one slaps as hard, we'll finally have a perfect Spider-Man trilogy.
Yes, finally.
Bro, I trust him at this point, man. They get Spider-Man. That's all I'm saying, dude.
At this point, the director, you can let him do whatever the fuck he wants. I'm like, but I also get mad because I'm like, how do y'all slap hard?
Also, when he was in that convenience store, was that Venom? Was that in the Venom verse, Jacob?
Yeah, it was.
That's what I thought. I'm like, wait,
yep.
Are they really doing this?
The fuck up Venom.
Dude.
I'm like, oh, that's so freaking funny.
I want to know your thoughts on this because I've had a couple of my friends talk about this too. What do you want to see Venom in Spider-Man 4 with Peter or with Tobey, or do you want to see him in Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew if they decide to cross him?
I'd rather see an Amazing Spider-Man 3.
I think Andrew needs it.
He needs it because he hasn't donned the black suit yet. So, and he hasn't gone up against
Venom. I want to see a good Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield because he is a good Spider-Man, even though his movies were ass.
They were abysmal, particularly too.
Even with Tobey's 3rd one not being that great, at least Tobey got his not redemption, but he's got his closure. Where if he never plays it again, he's fine. Andrew, I feel like there's still some unfinished business with his.
Oh fuck me! It's Into the Spider-Verse on Hulu. Fuck.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's what I just read on my phone.
I got Hulu.
You got
Hey!
Hulu. Great for you. That's
In the call right now. Go watch it.
Don't have bastards. Anyway, man, but I love Into the Spider-Verse. It's Across the Spider-Verse though. Oh my god, that was just a fucking I'm
gonna watch that.
We need the perfect Spider-Man trilogy. If Beyond the Spider-Verse slaps, we got a perfect Spider-Man trilogy.
Dude.
Yeah. And then after that, I don't know what y'all gonna do because I doubt people are excited for Craven the vegan.
Nobody's excited for that
Oh
shit.
my god. Don't even get me started on the fucking Craven the Hunter movie. Not even Craven the Hunter anymore, because he's not a fucking hunter. He's a fucking vegan.
How about you know what'd be funny?
It's like if I took the comics and wiped my ass with it and then flung it. That's the fucking Craven movie. And they got fucking fuck that movie. I'm not seeing it. Like, it's like they deliberately whoever made that hates fucking Spider-Man and the Spider-Man fandom.
How much you want to bet that after Craven the Hunter in the Spider-Man game, where he's probably gonna be done the best he's ever been, they're gonna be like, "Oh, we gotta change our movie."
Dude, it's probably gonna happen because the Sonyverse is such a shit show. Oh my god.
The Venom movies were terrible. Morbius was
is a
terrible.
Fucking meme.
Are y'all excited for that Spanish wrestler movie that they're doing?
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Spanish? What are you talking about? Spanish guy? What?
In Spider-Man, there's a Spanish wrestler that's only made 3 appearances in a Spider-Man comic, and Bad Bunny wants to be a part of it, and they're making a movie of that.
Who gives a fuck about that?
Who cares?
It's like Madam Web.
I want to see a goddamn Sinister Six movie. Like, I want to see Michael Mando as the Scorpion, damn it.
Because, I guarantee you, no one cares about that. No one cares about Craven. No one cares about Madam Web. She's not a character who I want to see 2 hours of.
I know her from the 90s cartoon, but that's about it. And most of her stuff in that was just her bitching at Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's like, I don't want to do it. Yeah.
Right. And then, was she in a video game? Shattered Dimensions or something?
Yeah, she was. She was.
That's it. That's where my knowledge of her ends. And that's where people's care about her ends. I got no fucks to give with this.
I was so pissed off that Craven the Hunter movie. Oh, you can ask Jacob. I was ranting hard because Craven's one of my favorite Spidey villains.
Yeah. It's like literally making like a movie about Alistair Smythe, the Amazing Spider-Man 2's bitch ass. It's like, yeah, we're gonna make a movie about him. No,
it's like if they had Topher Grace as fucking Alistair Smythe, the Spider Slayer. Be like, who the fuck wants to watch that? Nobody.
Just give me Black Cat. Like,
now if you can make a good movie out of Black Cat, that's for sure.
Especially, look, give me Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Black Cat. There, Andrew gets to have something that the other two haven't had yet.
No studio interference.
Because they studio interfered the shit out of Morbius.
Oh my god! Now Morbius was so bad, and he's a pretty cool Spidey villain because he's like a tragic vampire. Like you could do something with that.
Is he a Spider-Man villain or is he an anti-hero?
Kind of both. He's kind
of a little bit, yeah.
Only Spider-Man villain I know of that's a vampire is not Morbius. It's the other guy, huh?
Morlun.
I think that's his name. That poked Spider-Man's eye out once.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's psycho.
Yo, that'd be a trippy ass movie if they ever made that Spider-Man.
Don't make that.
They did that Spider-Man arc. That would be that would traumatize a bunch of people.
That would be dark.
That would be fucked up, yeah. Like, it's like if they did a Kraven's Last Hunt movie. It'd be like, oh my god.
I think they're going to incorporate that into the game. Since we're going to see him in the symbiote suit and Kraven.
Even in Spectacular Spider-Man, like, I had problems with Kraven's design. I didn't like they made him like a Jaguar man. But,
that was an episode that they did because he wasn't like that at first. I don't think, right?
No,
he took something and then he ended up being that later.
Like a Tiger Man. They're like, what? No, but yeah, whatever.
It's still better than what they're doing with him in the live action.
I'll give you that. It is way better than fucking Kraven the pussy ass vegan. Fuck that movie, and whoever made that should get fired and blacklisted from Hollywood for that bullshit.
Yeah, he's passionate about this shit.
Because I love Kraven the Hunter. I want him done correctly, damn it. Be honest though, I mean, I love No Way Home, but I would have enjoyed seeing that if they did Spider-Man 3 MCU with Kraven the Hunter. That would have been fun. I would have enjoyed seeing that.
Oh, well, shit, at this point, I don't think I trust Sony to even try it. Just giving us a bunch of
bullshit. I thought it was kind of funny in Across the Spider-Verse how they turn... Like, it's kind of a bait and switch. Like, I'm like the Spot? That's an interesting one. Like, I think there'd be stronger villains for it, but, you know, whatever. Then it turns out that, you know, it gets kind of meta with the Spider-Man, like, mythos, and it's really interesting. Really interesting stuff.
I did see a clip that leaked of us actually seeing Spectacular Spider-Man in the movie.
Oh my god, that was awesome. I'm like, yo!
That made me cheer.
There was so much stuff in that movie, like, I couldn't even... I still haven't been able to, like, fully process it. Cause it's just...
Yeah, when I told you that, I was told that Silk was in it, and you was like, wait, what? I didn't see it. Because they probably had so many...
It's almost overwhelming. There's so much stuff in that movie.
Jordan, even in the trailer, I pointed out, hey, Jordan, did you notice that the PS4 Spider-Man was in there? He was like, where? He's like, the 3 Spider-Mans that were pointing at you.
Like Gonky in the movie is playing the PS4 Spider-Man game. I'm like, dude, this is so... Oh my god, dude.
I was like, oh shit, they got Gig in this bit. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Probably when we get off. Well, first I gotta watch Into Spider-Verse first. Then I'll see what I
can find a way to watch the new one.
I'm going to somewhere. Shit, that's how I watched Black Adam.
Oh, Carl, you want to know the cool thing about this? I told Britton this. They actually got Josh Keaton back to voice Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yes.
And Yuri Lowenthal for the PS4 Spidey.
Yeah, I heard. And I saw, because I follow Josh.
And Donald Glover's in it as the Prowler. He's awesome.
Yeah, I saw on Josh Keaton, I follow him on Twitter, and he was posting about it, and how he was happy to finally share the news about it. I was like, yeah, give me season 3, bitch.
Yeah, just give us season 3.
Because there's still some unresolved shit.
There's still some unresolved storyline. Oh, God, it breaks my heart every time. It's like, oh.
But Carlton, I swear, if I see MTV Spider-Man pop up in Beyond the Spider-Verse in some way, shape, or form, I'll cry.
I joked about it when I said that, but I'm like, I know it's going to happen. Because we were talking about, what if they put the MTV one, the skin, into the new Spider-Man game? I'm like, it's coming. It's coming, because the producers and all that are probably thinking, well, damn, they showed that Spider-Man, that Spider-Man, that Spider-Man. What Spider-Man have to... Ooh, they haven't done MTV ones. We can do that one.
I'm sad they didn't get Silk in there, though. I was like, man, I like Silk. Even though I don't like Dan Slott, which, Carlton, don't start.
Oh, God, speaking of Dan Slott, did you hear...
they put him on Superior Spider-Man again. Oh, God. Yeah.
And, like, Sal from, Sal, excuse me, from... Comic Pop was so excited. I'm like, who gives a fuck about Slott? Superior Spider-Man is so overrated to me. No, I don't give a fuck about Doc Ock as Spider-Man. I
don't care either. I've never liked that idea.
Look, it sounds stupid, but like that's one of the Slott ones like I can tolerate. Though he blocked me on Twitter, so I'm not reading his stuff anymore. But before that, I did read Superior Spider-Man. I'm like, yo, this actually ain't that bad. But you know.
I wish I could have the optimism you do, because I read that and I had the urge, because I was reading it on my computer. If my computer wasn't a hard thing, I'd ask it. Fuck Slott, and I'm not ashamed, but the fact I have a comic of Spider-Man, and unfortunately Slott is the writer on it, I don't even pay attention to that part. I pay attention to the part artists who did it.
Yeah, that's why I don't read his. Why I don't get his Fantastic Four, because it's just
I never even bothered.
Though,
I didn't. Iron Man 2020.
You know, speaking of that, I'm thinking we do Into the Spider-Verse next episode, Jacob.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Because why not?
We already saw Across the Spider-Verse, so it was inevitable.
Either that or we do Indiana Jones Marathon, which I still want to do.
Actually, yeah.
I'm sorry. One of these days, I don't know how we're gonna do it. Somehow, some fucking way. But because I've been wanting to do this since November when Kevin Conroy passed away. Us either playing an Arkham game together, all three of us on it, or watching episodes of the Batman animated series, something
That
where we're
would be
doing
fun.
something a little bit different, but it's gonna be commentary full. And I guarantee you, if we play Arkham Knight, Britton, you will hear me and Jacob so vocal, so pissed off. You gonna laugh so hard you pee because we're
What, you
very
not
focused.
like Arkham Knight?
The fucking it's not that we don't like it. It's the stress and the issues that the
Oh, being in
Batmobile.
the Batmobile. Yeah, the Batmobile, that was tough, dude. I'm like, dude, come on.
Batmobile, and honestly, I know this is not socially acceptable to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Um, I hope Riddler gets fucked in the ass till his ass bleeds red and green. Because the
Never.
racetracks was bullshit all all the way around that shit. I gotta do jumps, I gotta do hoops, I gotta push the exhaust to this point, I gotta do this and that, I gotta hit the right button with the Batmobile. And if I fail, I gotta try it 16,000 times before I get to the next section. Riddler, you got too much fucking times in your hand. Fuck you.
Basically, it's like the Dark Knight Rises for us.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, damn. Even the Dark Knight Rises didn't stress me out this much. I quit for 6 months before I even attempted. And
I didn't
then
even complete the whole thing where, I had the 100% completion to actually end the game.
I have to do the Deathstroke one. But guess what? That's the militia tanks 2.0. So it gives me PTSD, and I'd be like, "Fuck you, Slade. I don't care enough to want to beat this. I don't. I
No,
don't."
I actually want to fight you like Arkham Origins style,
Yeah, and not
hand-to-hand combat fight.
You know
yeah,
that
not
trailer with Deathstroke and Batman fighting? I'm like, dude, that was so fucking awesome.
yes.
No,
And then the
but,
game,
yeah.
then the game came out, and the fighting was, yeah. So people are like, well, our Origins wasn't really. I don't give a fuck. To me, Origins is the best one, gameplay wise, because it plays so much smoother than the other ones. Now, the best story easily is Arkham City.
Agreed.
Easily.
Yeah.
And it's still my favorite, yeah.
Arkham Knight, I'll give it a 3 in third place because it does give me stuff that I like.
Arkham Asylum is at the very bottom.
It's too frustrating and claustrophobic and repetitive. I'd be
Yeah, it
like,
just looks like a beat 'em up. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
No, I actually played the remaster version of Arkham Asylum. I was talking to Carlton about it. I was like, I played like 15 minutes of it and I quit.
yeah, you and I were FaceTiming at the time, and I saw you just quit, and I saw the look in your face. I'm like, yeah, he had to go to Ragnarok because he's like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I'm play God of War instead of this shit, which I gotta finish that shit too. Oh
Yeah,
god, I just want a PS5. My birthday's this month. Someone hook me up with the PS5 and give me Gotham Knights. Shit.
All I have to do is just kick back and wait for Spider-Man 2. I already have it.
But yeah, I think we should wrap up here before we go too long. Though we've kind of already gone pretty long.
Yeah, we've been done that. We're entering Zack Snyder's Justice League podcast era.
Oh Lord.
That shit to a two-parter.
No, but I enjoyed talking about Aladdin. Always a pleasure.
No, this was fun.
Always.
Never change, Carlton.
Too old to try now.
Jacob, you can do the outro if you want. Yeah.
Okie doke. All right, this has been yet another episode of Brit and Jake Go to the Movies. I've been Jacob.
And I'm Britton.
And the unofficial third member, Carlton.
Hi, Carlton.
And
You do it for the love of the movies, baby.
yes, we do.
All right, take care, everyone.
Bye.